east of Lyndhurst. The conditions of the victims are unknown this hour. Indianapolis police agreeing to a new 10-hour shift pilot beginning January 3rd.
That was an agreement made between the city of Indianapolis and the Fraternal Order of Police. The officers voted to pilot the 10-hour shift in 2026.
IMPD Chief Chris Bailey says the department is about 300 officers short, and these longer shifts will put more on patrol during peak crime hours. Officers with the department had been operating on an 8.5-hour schedule for more than 30 years. Police in Kentucky say it was an Indiana man who opened fire on the campus of Kentucky State University Tuesday, killing one student. 48-year-old Jacob Lee Bard of Evansville was taken into custody and charged with murder and first-degree assault. Another person was injured in that shooting. The average price of gas today in the state, $2.76 a gallon. That's down 2 cents from yesterday. AAA says the national average is at $2.94. Notre Dame athletic director Pete Bavacca is doubling down on his feelings about the Fighting Irish being left out of the college football playoff.
Miami deserves to be in the CFP. Of course they do. And Alabama does as well. And you could make that argument for Texas and Vanderbilt. And you could go right on down the list. But we were just led to believe all season long, if we took care of business, we were going to be in.
Bavacca putting some of the blame on the ACC, accusing them of essentially lobbying against Notre Dame's inclusion in the CFP through social media campaigns. He says there is permanent damage done to the relationship between them and the conference. College basketball tonight, Notre Dame has Idaho at the Joyce Center in South Bend. Number 6 Purdue is at home as well against Minnesota. As for last night, Indiana dominating Penn State from start to finish in Bloomington. A 113-72 final with Lamar Wilkerson putting up a career-high 44 points. He knocked down 10 three-pointers, which is also an Assembly Hall record. We've got some action this morning. Matt Baer, what's going on?
What's happening, Jared? Looking at the northeast side crash on the exit from northbound 465 to I-69. The ramp is open, partially blocked. Backed up to I-70. Delay time at 25 minutes. Inbound 69 stall on the exit to 465. Backed up to 106. A 4-minute delay. Northbound 65 slows on the south side. Keystone Avenue into the south split because of construction. Traffic sponsored by Unbound.org. A girl in Kenya dreams of becoming a doctor. An elder in Guatemala dreams of being part of a community. Reach out and change their world, and it will change your own. Unbound.org. I'm Matt Baer on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
This holiday season, experience the best of downtown Indianapolis with Winter Wonderland. Enjoy holiday traditions, festive attractions, and special events designed for families, date nights, and group outings. To start planning your holiday adventure, visit IndyWonderland.com. That's IndyWonderland.com. And on weekends, don't miss Spark Holidays on the Circle, where live music, Santa appearances, and holiday lights bring Monument Circle to life from 4 to 8 p.m. Find out more about Spark Holidays at circlespark.org.
A forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Scattered rain showers flipping to scattered snow this afternoon with tumbling temperatures. Afternoon numbers into the mid-30s with blustery winds. Tonight, cloudy, light snow and cold, low of 24. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey, 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. It's 9:06. Time for Kendall and Casey.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Well, it's good to know nothing still works in here on our final day.
It is. It's our final day, our final broadcast from 40 Monument Circle.
That's fabulous. Nothing works. But we'll work. We're here. We're working.
Yes, true. It's one of the things to look forward to with the new studios. Equipment that works.
And I always do so well when things don't go as well.
I know. I know. I'm like waiting to see how you're going to handle this because you're the guy who does not like your cheese moved at all.
Yeah, and why is this camera so low? I don't even understand. What's the shot look like? Oh, that's not too bad. Oh, Katz was here. I'm surprised he could even find the radio station. Katz was here. Well, this will allow me to just turn over here for the people on the YouTube chat and show you I am rocking, Casey, as we talked about yesterday, my Worm of Winchester shirt.
Yeah.
That is our new name for State Rep J.D. Prescott for lying to the public, not only about property taxes, but also the redistricting. So thanks to Chris Bilbrey for bringing me my Worm of Winchester shirt that I'm proudly rocking here today. All right, so speaking of redistricting.
Yeah, there's a group that's involved in reshaping the congressional districts. They have created a new political committee called Fair Maps Indiana Action. It's a new super PAC.
Okay, now this is Marty Orpst. Marty is he's not a fan of mine. We've had some fun on the social media here the past few
Is that
weeks.
what you call it?
Well, it is fun for me. I don't think it's fun for him.
Yeah.
But they're pledging what? Now they're going to spend big money to defeat any person who listens to their constituents and doesn't want to go along with altering the maps. That's his thing. He's big mad that the lawmakers are listening to poll after poll after poll that shows people in the state don't want redistricting. He's mad that the lawmakers are paying attention to the couple of the public town halls that have been had in which almost nobody showed up in support of redistricting. He's mad that the lawmakers are looking at the clear results of these rallies that were had, in which one had 30 people, then the next one might have gotten 100, but then it got determined that a bunch of those people were media or Turning Point USA people. Some of them don't even live in our state. So he's mad. This is always my question to the people who are threatening the lawmakers. Your case at the door, because that's where elections get won, right? Your case at the door is going to be what? I'm just playing this out in my mind. Hello, Mrs. Smith. I'm here for whatever organization this thing is calling itself. And we're here lobbying against your state senator, Joe so-and-so. Oh, what has Joe done? Well, he voted against redistricting. Oh, you mean the thing that was in line with how his constituents felt about the issue? What is the case on this? What, you chose your constituents over Trump? I don't understand why they think this is some magic bullet that is going to intimidate these people into doing what they want.
So the organization has publicly warned lawmakers, vote yes, we will support you. Vote no, they're going to fund a strong primary opponent to defeat you. And I'm wondering, is that working against some of these lawmakers?
Okay, logically, let's work through this logically, right? First of all, if you're talking about somebody up in 26, you're telling me in a month you're going to find, you're going to scour. There's all these lawmakers you're mad at, and what are you going to disperse foot soldiers out all across the state to find quality candidates to defeat incumbents? I don't know if you've seen the incumbent reelection rate. It's pretty high, and you got to find usually a pretty good candidate to defeat an incumbent. That isn't going to happen. Second of all, you may raise some money, but in an election year where the majority of the big money is going to be going to hotly contested swing state congressional Senate races, you're not going to raise big enough money to move the needle across the entire state. And then third, if we're talking about people in 28, nobody's even going to remember this. In 2028, we will be onto a new presidential election, all sorts of new Senate races, all sorts of
new issues.
Come on,
Sure.
it's utterly ridiculous that these guys are huffing and puffing. Now, if you had said, and this is what pisses so many people off, Marty, where were you and your boys when we were trying to help millions of people with property taxes? Where were you then? That's actually a thing that moves the needle on people. If you knocked on Mrs. Smith's door and said, hey, I'm here running against Joe so-and-so who screwed you on your property taxes, and you're going to pay $500 or $1,000 more a year because of this guy, that's something that would move the people.
Now you have my attention.
But Marty and his pals were nowhere to be found then. So what? This is what angers so many people, and it's amazing. The yes people can't see this. You folks were nowhere to be found when we were begging for help to actually help people, not help Donald Trump, not help the D.C. insider class, not help keep some Republican majority that hasn't done anything for anybody. We were out there begging to help actual people with an actual issue that is actually affecting their lives. And for some reason, all of these various yes groups, Marty, the Turning Point USA people, they can't get it through their thick skulls that this is why people aren't on their side, because you weren't there, you guys weren't there, these causes, these whatevers weren't there when people needed actual help. Why should we stand with you now?
Fair Maps Indiana, part of a larger conservative nonprofit called Defending America's Comeback. So let's talk about what super PACs can do. They can spend unlimited money to support or oppose candidates. They cannot give money directly to candidates or coordinate directly with campaigns. They can take unlimited donations from individuals, corporations, or unions.
Here's one of the problems with the super PAC, though. And I guess in politics, there's so much money now that maybe it doesn't matter. But when a candidate buys a commercial on terrestrial radio or television, so WIBC, Wish TV, whatever, they get what is called the lowest rate. So when when our radio station charges advertisers to advertise, they have, different prices, different tiers, whatever. There is a bottom point, right? And so they call that the lowest rate. You as a candidate, this is how crooked and rigged politics is. They have passed the regulations that require you to give the official campaign of the candidate, right? I'm not talking about friends of or what. I'm talking about the official. This is my election or re-election campaign. Everybody gets the lowest rate.
Right.
The super PAC does not. The super PAC pays the premium rate price, and so it is much more expensive in many cases for super PACs to run ads versus the candidates themselves. So the bang for the buck oftentimes doesn't go nearly as far with the political super PAC.
So far, Fair Maps has already spent over $250,000 promoting redistricting, and they're saying more to come. They've got Carlin Yoder as their treasurer. That's the same Carlin that we've had in here. I thought he was considering a run against Todd Young.
Yeah, he is. He's supposedly going to run against Todd. Yeah,
okay.
I mean, who knows? If I were Carlin, I would just run a still shot of Todd in front of the Fidel Castro photo. I mean, that would be my entire campaign. But
right?
neither here nor there. I'm sure they won't be asking my advice. But again, it comes back to you have wasted all of this capital, all of this resources, all of this time, all this money on something that most people are at best indifferent about, and those who have an opinion on it are against it. What is the win here other than subserviency to Donald Trump? They're so afraid of Trump, and that's what this is all about. I think that's what's so frustrating to people.
2 extra U.S. House seats in 2026. That's what this is all about.
Right. But again, because I had a conversation with somebody last night about, and this was a very well-meaning person, listener of this program. Every so often, a lot of times, I just get so many correspondence, I can't reply to all of them. But sometimes I'll see one and go, okay, that's interesting. I'll try to write back to this person. And they were genuinely asking about this. Oh, man, I almost said it. This BS that guys like Braun and Micah and the rest of these people put out. Well, this northeastern state has 0 Republicans in Congress. How is that fair? Well, what they don't tell you is that state might have 2 representatives because it's a small state, a place like Rhode Island, and it's 70 or 60% Democrat. What, should they just carve up a district for the Republicans, one of the 2, just because we all exist? Would Indiana do that? No, certainly not. Massachusetts is the big one. Again, I've challenged any person. There are these websites where you can draw your own districts. You can make your own maps. If they're free, anybody can go use them. I've yet to see a single solitary person who can draw any more than one leans Republican district in Massachusetts, and that's only if you make most of the other districts at best 70-30 Democrat. The Massachusetts is 8-0 because it's an overwhelming Democrat state. The power of Boston, which we don't have here in Indiana, in terms of Indianapolis not being as powerful as Boston, and the Democrats are spread out across the state. It is just ridiculous gobbledygook that these people throw out anything to try to get you on their side. The reality is the Republicans started with Texas. Fine. California responded. Fine. It's a net wash on this, and we are not required to hand over seats to bad Republican governance in Indiana just because Donald Trump can't win by governing because he's not doing the things he was elected to do.
The bill needs 25 votes in the Senate, with the lieutenant governor breaking the tie if needed. So far, according to IndyStar, an article they just put out, 15 Republicans have publicly supported the bill, at least 12 oppose it, and 2 so far have not stated a position.
Well,
6 more likely oppose it.
yeah. Well, I mean, so if you've got, let's do the math here. Well, let's take a break and talk about math for a second, shall we? And look, this will all end tomorrow. We're getting this out of our system today because tomorrow is the end of this nightmare one way or another, and then we won't have to talk about it anymore.
Sure.
One way or another. But let's talk about, because there's 2 things that are very interesting. One is the math, and 2 is what the lieutenant governor is going to do, because that is the fact that he, and it is the thing he would totally do, which is screw the people he's actually supposed to be representing. I'm talking about the farmers. I'm talking about the ag people. Oh, and by the way, he's all in on, the lieutenant governor is now Mr. Socialism, because he is totally for the government taking money from you and giving it to megacorps, the farming megacorps. That was fascinating to me that Micah Beckwith is now full-blown on socialism. We can talk about that next, too.
You're listening to Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Trump holds a campaign-style rally in
93 WIBC.
Lower prices, bigger paychecks. We're getting inflation. We're crushing it.
Stay in the know.
And you're getting much higher wages.
While you're on the go.
There's a Senate Republican plan now to let Affordable Care Act subsidies expire.
Gunshots on a college campus.
When news breaks.
And there are no active safety concerns on campus.
We'll be here.
A cop is hurt and multiple squad cars are banged up during a police chase.
On air, online, and on Alexa.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings is proud to support the Salvation Army's Radiothon through My Virtual Red Kettle. Hey, it's Casey Daniels. Now through December 13th, they'll match your contribution up to $1,000. That's double the impact to make someone's life a little better. Visit WIBC.com and look for Casey's Virtual Red Kettle. While you're at it, check out Galaxy Concrete Coatings and find out why they're your best choice for your flooring needs. This Christmas time, make a difference and upgrade your space with Galaxy Concrete Coatings. They're creating stronger floors and stronger communities.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on, like a close friend who never lies. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts, and Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through December 21st, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Anticipation of the Christmas season offers the celebration of joy, hope, and redemption as we celebrate the birth of Jesus. But maybe you don't feel joyful. You've lost hope, and redemption of your situation seems impossible. Grief isn't limited to the loss of a loved one through death. Many life circumstances can initiate grief and inhibit our ability to embrace meaningful moments. But you don't have to grieve without hope. Join us at Life Church for our Blue Christmas services, designed to give you space for your grief. Go to lifechurchin.com for more information.
Has your house become a burden? Why not sell it to us? Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to assist people in difficult situations.
Wanda has been in real estate. I've been in construction.
Probably we've flipped about 40 houses. I don't want to do it anymore. We're in our early 80s. Sometimes you have to give it up.
James, he did a good job.
When I got the purchase agreement, and he did have things in there that was pertinent to me.
James followed through on what he said.
Call Simple Quarters 317-900-HOME.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Breathe in the wonder and joy of Christmas, where the extraordinary often shines through the ordinary moments, through kindness, care, and compassion. At Franciscan Health, we provide care rooted in faith, love, and dignity, and believe life is a gift and every moment is extraordinary. So take a breath and give thanks as we celebrate the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Merry Christmas Franciscan Health. Love your extraordinary life.
Technology Recyclers is the safe and ethical choice for your computer and electronics recycling. R2 certified, 100% landfill free, guaranteed destruction of data, and absolutely free pickups. Visit tech-recyclers.com.
See Pierce Jewelers' breathtaking selection of lab-grown diamonds, refined to perfection and value. It's the new choice in diamonds. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
This hour powered by Pierce Jewelers. Fine craftsmanship at its best.
He was singing Bye Bye Miss America.
So I thought this was fascinating. What do they call that? Ratioed, when you make a post and then people just overwhelmingly flood it with negativity.
Correct.
So I saw our lieutenant governor come out and make a post about him supporting billions of dollars in tax increases on poor and middle class people, and that money then being given to mega corporations, which are profit factories, but we act like that isn't what they're doing because we call them farmers. And of course, we're talking about Trump saying now he's going to take this $12 billion.
Right, this aid package and help farmers.
Which came from tariffs, which are taxes. They're taxes on us. Look, no corporation is eating the tariff money. Okay, it's all getting passed on. Corporations don't lose money. That's not how it operates. Anytime there's a tax on the rich guy or the big corporations or the whatever, they're just passing it on to you. So you can be for that all you want. You're paying for it. And I thought it was fascinating. I mean, that is socialism, right? Taking money from people and giving it to someone who didn't earn it. And especially if you look at how it's worked in other countries, the big corporations, in this case, are the ones benefiting. Now, we talked about this yesterday. They always try to make it look like, well, it's Farmer Fred down in the corner. He's down on his luck. It's all over for him if we don't do it. No. Most of this money is going to go to gigantic profit factories in which the people who run them or the shareholders or whatever are gajillionaires. So when you're giving it to quote-unquote farmers, that's who you're giving it to. And our lieutenant governor apparently is all in on poor and middle-class people having goods and services to be made more expensive to give them to rich farming entities. That is amazing to me.
So the announcement, it took place at the White House, and you had the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, there, and also the Agriculture Secretary, Brooke Rollins, there. So, of course, our lieutenant governor is going to be on the side of the Agriculture Secretary, Brooke Rollins. So the applications for this are going to be open in the coming weeks. The money's going to be paid out by February 28th of 26. $11 billion will go to the Department of Agriculture's Farmer Bridge Assistance Program and give out one-time payments to farmers who grow raw crops like corn and soybeans.
And then what's fascinating is he is supposed to be the advocate of ag in the state of Indiana. So if your excuse is going to be, okay, I'm all in on ag, and I don't care if it's a gajillionaire that we're giving your money to, if they put ag next to their industry, then I'm going to be for them. Okay, I can disagree with that, and it's very weird that you're pro-take tax increases for people struggling to get by, Micah Beckwith, and giving it to rich people. That's weird, but it is what it is. If you're wed to I'm all in on ag, fine. However, how would you square that with that he could tomorrow be the deciding vote on redistricting, which indisputably, Jacob Stewart from IndyStar had a fabulous column on this just last week, is going to totally hose ag and rural America in favor of putting Indianapolis Republicans back in charge of our state. How can you square those two things together where, hey, I'm all in on ag all the time, including taking money from you and giving it to them, but not when it comes to voting on... See how there's just no consistency with these people. They just pull it out of their ass, and they make it up as they go along, whatever fits them in the moment.
I'm laughing at one of these influencers online. They put a post up and said, confirmed Republican gain in regards to redistricting across the country. Texas, +5. Missouri, +1. Ohio, +2. North Carolina, +1. Indiana, +2. No, we haven't voted yet.
It is wild.
They're saying it's been confirmed. Nope, not yet.
It is wild that these just idiot internet people, and you, look, I'm sure they're this ridiculous on everything, but you just don't notice it because there's so much going on the internet, and you just scroll past it, and if it's not your state, it's, whatever, you don't have any perspective on it. How wrong they have been on so much of this. The ridiculous way in which they've behaved through all of this. And yet, these are the people that get propped up. These are the people who get invited to the White House. The cat turd, the Drano guy. These are the people that are controlling a lot of what's going on as it relates to Trump's orbit. And it should scare the hell out of everyone because they have exposed themselves on this redistricting issue to be completely uninformed buffoons.
Right. When they're from Florida or Arizona, they don't live in this state and they're talking like they're experts on what's going on in Indiana. Well, the same could be said for the people who drew the new maps.
Yeah. All right. So let's take a break. Jim Merritt's going to join us next. Obviously, no one knows the Senate better than he does. We're going to get a perspective on where these undecideds may actually be. Are they actually undecided? If they're not, what are they waiting for? What do we make of that 6-3 committee vote yesterday, 2 days ago? But yet the 3 saying, I'm just moving it forward. Where do we think all of this is going to go down? Jim Merritt will tell us next.
It's 93 WIBC.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, a new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
The holidays are here. Is endless hot water at the top of your Christmas wish list? Luckily, my friends at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling are offering an amazing special during the holiday season. $1,000 off a tankless water heater. Give the gift of endless hot water and save $1,000 by calling Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today. Stay warm this holiday season with endless hot water from Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Give them a call at 641-HOPE. That's 641-HOPE.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. Service today.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
He's back in campaign mode. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 9:30. President Trump holding a campaign-style rally while in Pennsylvania last night with a focus on affordability. Fox's Mark Meredith.
President Trump campaigned heavily on making America great again. Now he's changing the lingo. He says he wants to make America affordable again. But economists are warning that there is no one-size-fits-all solution when it comes to bringing prices back to pre-pandemic levels. Overnight, the president was in rural Pennsylvania speaking at a casino hotel. He said the economy is top of mind and that he believes things are better now than they were a year ago. But a Fox poll taken in November shows a vast majority of Americans believe the economy is not in great shape, and a majority also blame President Trump. Overnight, Trump urged voters to blame his predecessor and Democrats in Congress.
Meanwhile, the Federal Reserve will wrap up a 2-day meeting today, which could once again lead to a cut in interest rates. President Trump's Energy Secretary Chris Wright joining Fox and Friends, claiming the president is fixing the mistakes from the Biden administration, like lowering energy prices.
Think of the train wreck that's the Biden electricity grid. They just wouldn't let anybody build anything that was reliable, that would produce electricity when you need it.
And that November Fox News poll recently mentioned found that 76% of surveyed registered voters view the economy negatively. And new body cam footage is out showing the arrest of Luigi Mangione, the man accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Police claim they found a gun, a loaded magazine, and a silencer on Mangione at the time of his arrest at a McDonald's, evidence which his lawyers claim is not admissible in court. Mangione has pled not guilty to all state and federal charges. Your opening bell report on 93 WIBC, brought to you by Absolute Wealth Management. Stocks little change. The Dow's down 45 points, 47,560. The S&P 500 also in the red, down 7 points, 6,840. And the NASDAQ moving down 52 points, 25,668. I'm Jarrett Lewis on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
WIBC cares, and if you or someone you care about needs food assistance, we have resources for you, including food distribution locations with an interactive map. Also, learn how you can make a difference for friends and neighbors in need, all at WIBC.com.
Join us every Friday right around 5:50 for Beer Sample Friday.
Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, home of free delivery within 75 miles of their store.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Whether it's morning routines or weekends on the sidelines when the temperature drops, America brings the heat with Hot Hands. Hot Hands are America's favorite hand, toe, neck, and even body warmers to help you stay warm and cozy from head to toe. Hot Hands are fast-acting, they're long-lasting, and they are made right here in the USA. Look for the Hot Hands logo and the bright orange packages at your favorite store or online, and keep doing what you love out there with Hot Hands, warming up America coast to coast.
Fall in Indy, and if you hate the paint, do what your neighbor Don did. He called Rhino Shield.
Well, the home was built in 1948. Paint on the aluminum siding was peeling, and I couldn't find anyone who would repaint it until I called Rhino Shield.
Rhino Shield's better than paint, and the crew
Painted all my aluminum siding, and I've got a front porch that runs the whole length of the house, and all the pillars and everything. And once they were gone, I couldn't even tell that they were there.
With Rhino Shield's 25-year transferable warranty, you'll never have to paint your home again. And right now, you can have Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
Well, I've told a lot of people, do the Rhino Shield. It's really a great product, and if you don't want to paint the house, that would be the way to go.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Express the heartwarming message that says love is about being together. Let a Pierce Jewelers diamond engagement ring be the symbol that says, I love you. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Early in the morning, factory whistle blows, man rises from bed and puts on.
Tomorrow's the day all the misery comes to an end. It'll be joy for some and despair for others. Let's find out what might be taking place behind those closed-door conversations in Senate offices here at the Indiana State House. Nobody knows the Indiana Senate better than this guy, the great Jim Merritt, 30 years in the Indiana Senate. Hello.
Good morning, Robert.
All right, so tomorrow is the vote on redistricting. It appears to be currently about 20 hard no's, 20 hard yeses, and 10 people who will decide the future of humanity. You know how the Senate operates. My instinct says if you ain't said yes, because once you say yes, the pressure's off.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you leaning no? Are you a no and you just don't want to say it? But you know these guys better than anybody else. What say you?
I think. Well, we know this passed the elections committee. It passed 6-3. A couple or three of the yeses were, I want the whole Senate to have the opportunity to speak on this issue, and that's not something that is new. And
that you have seen that happen before, where guys and girls will say, "I'm moving this forward," and then vote against it.
Countless times, because a lot of times legislation comes into committee half baked, and people wanted to see what the whole enchilada is, if you will. And so they are breaking records because this is not ground that's been tilled ever in the State House, and so they're operating kind of blind. Kudos to Senator Bray for the courtesies that he has
that he has offered the process, because he could have assigned this bill to the Rules Committee, of which he is chairman, and killed the bill, or because he had the votes, or because he wouldn't hear it. We know he is a no vote, but he wants to allow his whole caucus to have the opportunity to speak on this issue, so they did pass it out of the Elections Committee. We know there are 10 Democrat votes against it, so all they really need is 15 or 16 Republicans to say no out of 40, and there you go. But there's a lot of in the State House right now. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of fear. Money. You
sounds like coming to work here.
Yeah. but this is all up to the senators, and there'll be.
So what do you think? I mean, like, if
there'll be amendments offered today on Wednesday.
There are no amendments they're going to pass.
Well, they'll
right?
be offered,
yeah,
and they'll be defeated. But just to tell everybody about the process.
Yeah, if you're one of the 10, though, you've had 6 months.
Yeah.
I mean, once you say yes, the Turning Point, the Fair Maps people, they leave you alone. The no's aren't organized enough to, like, bombard you with stuff.
There's not going to be fear.
Wouldn't you just say it?
Time.
I'm for it, and now leave me alone, get out of my hair?
Yes, I would expect as a member of the Senate, your mind should be made up by now.
Yeah,
and maybe they're just running along and want to be a factor at the end. It's just the human effort here.
Jim, Rob had mentioned something. He said there's conversations behind closed doors. Walk us through what that is like, and are they effective?
Well, you hear Speaker Johnson from Washington calling individual members. You've heard President Trump calling the leaders. You have a majority leader, Chris Garton, who is for it. You have a pro tem who is against it. So it's a soup that is being cooked right now, and you really don't know what's happening with government funding of hospitals. You don't know if farmers are upset that you're going to upset the apple cart with a yes. There are so many factors that are being played out that we really don't know right now what is happening behind doors. And like everything else, it's anxiety, it's fear, it's money, and it's re-election and primaries, and so it's a combination that we just don't know what is going on behind closed doors, because, like I've said, this is untilled land in politics.
If you were undecided at this point,
right?
I don't see how anybody could possibly at this point be undecided. But if you are undecided at this point, what do you want to hear in the next day? Both sides. Like, what side, if you were still a senator and undecided, what would you want to hear either way to help you make up your mind?
Well, I think you've known me for a long time, and I would have had my mind.
You have had the great displeasure of knowing me for about 9 years now.
Yeah, I would have had my mind made up from the very beginning, because I'm an institutionalist. I'm establishment. I understand, the process, and I also can go to constituents' houses and explain my position. So I'm the wrong person to ask. But when you talk about an individual who might be in a purple district as a Republican, and you have a donor or you have a voting base that may turn against you, and it threatens your political life, and you enjoy your position as state senator, or you want to be governor, or you want to be a member of Congress someday. Those are all threats to you, political threats to you, and so the person who doesn't know their position on how they're going to vote tomorrow has some not hidden, but some factor in their life that is at their it could push you one way or the other in the next 24 hours.
Show a vulnerability. Okay,
yeah, vulnerability, exactly right.
So with these threats of being primaried and getting beat up online by the social media influencers, does that really sway people? I mean, does that matter to them?
Well, I think it's just a combination of a lot of factors that we don't know. But like I said, in State House happenings, I had 23 environmentalists against me on a utility issue. And I just went and visited them at their houses and worked it house by house by house.
I love you went to these people's homes.
Oh, yeah, and they were so surprised.
Do that today. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, I probably would do it today, as silly as I am. But that's how you
what
have
do you
to
do? You
tame the monster.
Wait, play this out first. Hey, it's Jim Merritt. Come out here and talk about this.
Well, no, it's my name is Jim Merritt.
The knock has a lot
and I have this email that I printed off that you said some very unkind things about me. And I'd like to explain my position on this vote or why I did this as chairman of the utility committee. And that's what you have to do is the hand-to-hand type of campaigning. That's what these individuals would, regardless if they vote yes or no, they're going to have to explain themselves and have to fight off the people that are against you. That's what politics is.
Is that why they always say, "Can I please explain my vote?"
Yes, because you're on record. You're on record.
You ever cry on camera while explaining a vote? That's kind of pathetic. Right? Kyle Walker, and he's on the same side as we are.
Not Kyle Walker. Greg
Walker.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Kyle Walker's been very clear.
Yeah. Kyle Walker, kind of like him, his business partner's for it, and he's like, I'm out of here. I'm not dealing with you anymore, Marty. See you later.
I want Kyle Walker to run for Congress if this redraw goes through, because he's in that district, the 7th district.
But Greg Walker gets up there and doing the River of Tears, right? And it's like, that's kind of over the top.
Greg Walker is a very good friend of mine, and he puts his heart and soul into it. And a lot of these legislators, a lot of these senators have put their heart and soul into it.
You ever cry?
Huh?
You ever cry?
No.
You're dodging the question.
No, I've never cried.
Never cried over a bill.
I've been through a couple crises, and I've never cried.
Okay.
There's a lot of fear here. But fear with riffraff, fear that your society and everything's changing now.
Look, I get this though, but I'm not shedding any tears for somebody who makes $70,000 or more a year to work for 3 months. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not. And this is what I always found, Casey, because nobody ever I would get the anonymous stuff to my house, but nobody would ever bother me. And one of the times one of my colleagues asked me, well, they call me nonstop. Why don't they ever call you? And I said, it's pretty simple. They know it ain't going to work.
Yeah, but
they badger people who they think they can bully.
Well, let's talk about this for a second, though.
Yeah,
when you had the property tax issue last spring, you saw a lot of fear in the eyes of people and senior citizens. I've got 92-year-old parents, and they can't pay their property tax. That is fear, and you see
that's fear from the people. These lawmakers,
I recognize
they're
that.
They're the ones screwing everybody.
But that's why they came to the State House to put their record there, and these legislators are fearful for their political lives.
Okay, poor babies. Okay, in the mold of the college football playoff selection committee, we basically had 5 weeks of you saying, it will be voted down. Your final take, are you going to flip? Are you going to put Miami in and kick Notre Dame out? Or are you staying consistent, Jim Merritt?
I think everybody would know I'm staying consistent. I think it'll be a close vote. I think I said on State House Happenings that it would be fitting with this whole process that if it's 25-25 and Lieutenant Governor breaks it.
Screwing all the farmers.
Yeah, I think that would be a fitting for this situation that has never happened again.
He would. Micah Beckwith would take great joy in screwing farmers.
He's going to be the hero.
Yeah. Okay, but you think it's a no, right?
I think it's going to be close, but I think it's a no.
Okay, very good. Jim Merritt. Find him. Merritt in the Morning is the name of the podcast. Jim _Merritt on Twitter.
It's Kendall Casey on 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show. We start at 3 o'clock, but go to WIBC.com right now. Make a donation to our virtual kettle for the Salvation Army.
Now through the end of Radiothon, Wilson Farm Market is donating 10% of all fried chicken sales to the Salvation Army. Wilson Farm Market, where good taste runs in the family. Just 15 minutes north of 465 on US 31.
It started off as a drip, so Washington ignored the problem for decades. Then suddenly the pipe burst, and illegal immigrants poured into our country across our southern border. But no more. Thanks to President Donald Trump and Congressman Jim Baird, the pipe has been fixed for good. In Congress, Baird worked to pass legislation that, according to the House Homeland Security Committee Majority Office, provides funding for the removal of millions of criminal illegal aliens across the country, allows for the completion of President Trump's border wall, authorizes the hiring of thousands of new ICE personnel, Customs and Border Protection officers, and Border Patrol agents, and stops the flow of deadly fentanyl into Indiana. To learn more about how President Trump and Congressman Jim Baird are solving America's immigration crisis and keeping our communities safe, call Congressman Baird's office at 317-563-5567 or visit baird.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
If you or someone you know needs help putting food on the table, that help is closer than you think. WIBC cares. We've partnered with local food banks and organizations to provide resources for those who need them. Just go to WIBC.com and look for the banner that says Find Free Food Near You. You'll find a link to Community Compass, an up-to-date interactive map that shows locations, days, and times for you to collect food at no cost, as well as other resources to help you through this challenging time. Find community help now at WIBC.com.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Press 1 for balances. Press 2 for deposits. Press 3 to scream into the void.
We get it. These days, it's all phone menus and chatbots. But business banking doesn't have to be that way. Bank with Horizon and discover the power of real AI, advisor intelligence. Real people who answer calls, know your business, and go above and beyond to help you succeed. Get started today at horizonbank.com/businessai.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Casey and the Sunshine Band, live at Old National Center January 23rd at 7:30 p.m. It's the ultimate throwback party. Get your tickets today at WIBC.com.
Kev doing a lot of Smooch My Butt Cheeks theme today because this is our final show in the old building.
Yeah.
40 Monument Circle.
Yes, he's being thematic with the goodbye songs.
Yes.
As we say goodbye to 40 Monument Circle.
Supertramp, Goodbye Stranger.
Mm-hmm.
Supertramp, Goodbye Stranger, 93 WIBC. Kendall Casey Show, good morning.
You know who else we're saying goodbye to?
Bob Osley.
Correct. He's stepping down as the Indianapolis City County Council president next month.
Yeah, I mean, we should clarify he has not, like, passed away or anything like
Correct.
that. He's still living, breathing. In fact, he's trying to, maybe
We're saying goodbye to his presidency.
Yeah, he's trying to embolden himself. So Bob Osley is part of the axis of evil, the triangle of terror, whatever you want to call it, that is to run this city into the ground as the Indianapolis City County Council president. You may remember him most recently from things such as sicking the cops on those women who were trying to speak at the council meeting about what a rotten, underhanded SOB Thomas Carl Cook, the mayor's right-hand man, was, and Joe Hogsett was, for cover up is such a strong word, but covering it up. And that was probably the most recent time he made big headlines. But he is stepping down as the Indianapolis City County Council president, and many people believe that is because he is going to run for the mayor of Indianapolis in 2027. And he knows being the head of anything in Indianapolis would be a giant stain on his resume come 2027.
He's going to stay on the council and continue representing District 12, even though he's stepping down as president. And he's long been considered a likely future mayoral candidate. He's going to have some competition, right? Because other people are saying some of his rivals might be Ryan Mears, Andrea Hundley, who's a state senator. Many people would love for Andrew Ireland to run for mayor of Indianapolis.
No, Casey, there's no chance a Republican's going to win anything in Indianapolis, and Andrew Ireland, as ridiculous as he's proven himself to be, is way too smart to do that. But you are correct on the Democrats, and Andre Carson in there.
Correct.
In there as well. So, I mean, whoever replaces, now some people think Hogsett is not just going to give it up because he's incapable of probably getting a real job of any quality. Who would hire Joe Hogsett?
Well, that's one of the reasons I believe Osley didn't run in 23. Because Hogsett ran again.
Well, right, but I mean, we have long moved past that now with all the scandals and I mean, look, you can disappear during the riots, and that's fine. You can let the city burn, and that's fine. But the media is not going to stand for the tales those women were telling in regards to Thomas Carl Cook's behavior as a government employee and Boss Hogsett's job in covering it up. Now, look, whoever it is, it's not going to get any better. There's just no way, whether it's Osley or Hogsett again or Hundley or Carson. I mean, are any of these people where you go, ooh,
I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
Give me more of that.
Now, what we need to have happen, and I'm hoping it does, is I have long said I think our old pal Indy reporter needs to run for mayor of Indianapolis. Well, whether that's as an R or an L, he wouldn't have much chance of winning. But boy, would that be wildly entertaining. Stephen Whitmer needs to run for mayor of Indianapolis, and that would at least give us a reason to pay attention to the whole thing. But in terms of results, no, this city is toast. I mean, you walk around down here, it's like some dystopian, Orwellian type existence when you walk around downtown. Nobody's out. Nobody wants to be here. The whole city's under construction 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Huge hole on Washington, like the whole way.
Have you posted that video yet of your drive to work?
No, I haven't. I'll do that here in just a few minutes.
What did you, TikTok or Instagram or whatever, you videoed your drive into work, and you live very close to the radio station, but just what a colossal dumpster fire
the lane
it is.
changes required through all the construction is something.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's horrific, and there's nothing that any of these people who we have just named who are going to be. Ryan Mears in there as well. I don't think we put his, or did we put his name out there? I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter who it is. Nobody's got the fortitude or the, quite frankly, the creativity to bring this city back, and so it is what it is. It's just a giant pile of suck. It's going to remain a pile of suck. And if you live here, I wish you the best.
So Hogsett, his account ended in 2024 with still over $720,000 in it, raising some speculation. Is he going to consider a fourth term? I mean, you got to have some money to run for this job. Look at Jefferson Shreve.
Well, and a lot of it depends upon the maps. If Carson is indeed, and this is what I've said, look, that is the last guy you should want running the city of Indianapolis. But if the maps are not changed, I think he'll stay in the Congress in his safe seat and continue to just produce zero in the Congress. At least he can't harm anybody right now in the Congress because he's in the minority. If he were the mayor of Indianapolis, he could do immense harm to the people of this city. But I think realistically, let's say the maps don't pass. You've got Mears, you've got Hogsett again, you've got Osley. Those are probably your three top contenders. Andrea Hundley, who's a state senator, also mulling a run. And I just, how did it get this bad? I mean, that's the question, right? How did a city that has so much going for it, that has so much to offer, that brings so much in terms of the sporting events and the live events, the convention center, how did they screw it up? No answer. You live here.
Well, what you see on TV during sporting events and what is real are two different things.
What?
Yeah. Osley didn't confirm a mayoral run, but he did say that this move will mark a new chapter in his service.
Okay, so when we come back, Jacob Stewart, Indy star, our pal, friend of the show, has an article on why he thinks redistricting is going down. I'm in the story, Casey.
Of course you are. It's Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
You know exactly why you need to remodel that kitchen of yours. The space, it's outdated. You can't move around like you used to. It doesn't work like it needs to. You want to entertain and you want to improve your quality of life. This can happen, just not with the kitchen you have. You need to call Booher Remodeling. BOOHER. BooherRemodeling.com. They can take that old kitchen that's deteriorating and broken down and turn it into something that works for you and your family. Their 5-step design process from start to finish, the consultation, the preliminary design, the design development, getting all the documents together, and then getting it done. The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in central Indiana. Booher Remodeling will guide you through the entire process, starting with the free initial consultation, and they stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee. Create that new kitchen. Design experts can use an existing layout or begin completely from scratch. Talk to Booher Remodeling today. BOOHER. BooherRemodeling.com. That's BooherRemodeling.com.
This Christmas, remember, the gift of Jesus isn't just a promise for eternity. It's a gift for today. And when Christ was born that first Christmas morning, he brought peace that passes understanding. wisdom, joy beyond circumstances, community, and freedom. And while these gifts don't fit under a tree, they were made possible on the tree that carried the weight of the world, the cross. So make Jesus a priority for you and your family this Christmas. Join us at Life Church as we celebrate the greatest gift ever given. Go to lifechurchin.com for details.
Breathe in the wonder and joy of Christmas, where the extraordinary often shines through the ordinary moments, through kindness, care, and compassion. At Franciscan Health, we provide care rooted in faith, love, and dignity, and believe life is a gift and every moment is extraordinary. So take a breath and give thanks as we celebrate the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Merry Christmas. Franciscan Health. Love your extraordinary life.
Food insecurity is an urgent problem, one that impacts real Hoosiers. You can help today. Gleaners needs donations. Your contribution goes further with Gleaners. For every $10 you give, Gleaners leverages their resources to turn your $10 into $90 worth of groceries for families who desperately need help right now. Your gift benefits local community members, and every dollar counts. Gleaners also needs volunteers now to help with warehouse distribution. Go to gleaners.org and donate or get involved today.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Guys, you've heard of TRT, but you have no idea what testosterone can do for you. Once you start treatment, you'll wish you'd done it sooner.
Now you can take the TRT test free at Synergen X and the Low T Center. Walk in before 10 a.m. or book ahead at fixmylowt.com.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Holiday savings are in full swing right now at Tom Roush Lincoln with our 999 sale. $9,000 off a new Lincoln Corsair, $9,000 off a new Lincoln Nautilus, or $9,000 off a new Lincoln Aviator. Your choice of any of these great luxury cars, $9,000 off. Come on in to Tom Roush for those holiday savings. And Merry Christmas from our family to yours.
Corsair stock number L25277, MSRP 5220. Nautilus stock number L25270, MSRP 57235. Aviator stock number L25246, MSRP 65165. See dealer for complete offer details.
In 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, when we could see snow start to fall and how much. The conditions of two people hit in separate accidents this morning in Indianapolis. What IMPD is planning to roll out in a few weeks, and who had the game of their life last night in Bloomington. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 10 o'clock.
The high cost of living. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News.
Bringing those prices down rapidly.
President Trump at a rally in Pennsylvania says he has no higher priority and that his chief of staff told him he had to get out there and campaign about it, which the Democrats trying to use high prices against him.
We're also working to bring down the cost of health care. Obamacare is a scam. Under Obamacare, trillions of dollars were given directly to health insurance companies.
A Senate Republican plan would end Affordable Care Act subsidies expiring at the end of the month and transfer that spending to health savings accounts. The Democrats' plan, also scheduled for a vote tomorrow, extends the subsidies for 3 years. Articles of impeachment are filed against Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. by Michigan House Democrat Haley Stevens. He accuses Kennedy of turning his back on science and the safety of the American people. Another Michigan Democrat, Sri Tanadar, introduced articles of impeachment yesterday against War Secretary Pete Hegseth. More than 1 million Australian children have less scrolling to do today unless they find a way around the ban now in effect.
Australia's Prime Minister says families are taking back power from the giants of technology. Australians must now be 16 or over to have accounts on platforms like Instagram, TikTok and YouTube. Some younger teenagers have posted messages of farewell. Parents report cases of distraught kids finding themselves locked out of accounts. If social media companies don't take steps to keep youngsters away, they face fines of up to $33 million. Meta, which owns Instagram and Facebook, says the law is poorly developed. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
Ukraine's President Zelensky says there are talks happening today with U.S. negotiators about a Ukrainian proposal for peace with Russia. President Trump's plan includes the surrender of territory that Zelensky does not accept. He says, though, he is open to holding elections in Ukraine in the next 2 to 3 months if there are guarantees of security against Russian attacks. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The snow is on its way back. Cloudy and 40 in downtown Indy. That's about the high for today. Some strong wind gusts this afternoon, too. More on the weather coming up. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 10:02. Forecasters say we're heading into a stretch of winter weather that could bring several rounds of snow across Indiana. Cody Moore with the National Weather Service says the first accumulation should come late Thursday night into Friday.
Right now, around 3 to 5 inches. There's probably going to be a little bit of wobbling with the forecast over the next day or so as we try to figure out where the highest accumulations are going to be, since it is kind of a very narrow swath of snow.
Moore says the Friday morning commute won't be fun with slick spots on the roads. He says more snow could roll in also on the weekend. Indy police say 2 people were struck by cars in unrelated incidents on Indy's west side this morning. One crash happened at Rockville Road and North Lyndhurst Drive, the other near Washington Street just east of Lyndhurst. Both victims are believed to be in critical condition. IMPD is implementing a 10-hour shift pilot program starting next year. Chief Chris Bailey says this will help with their officer shortage.
The way it's been developed puts more officers on our districts, in our neighborhoods, during the peak hours of crime.
They had been operating on an 8.5-hour schedule. According to Bailey, they're about 300 officers short of where they'd like to be. Police in Newcastle say 3 people are behind bars after they robbed a sporting goods store and led officers on a chase. The pursuit started Tuesday afternoon around 3 when police identified a burgundy Honda CRV as the suspect vehicle. When officers found the vehicle along State Road 3, they tried to initiate a traffic stop, but the driver refused and sped off. An officer ended up hurting themselves while deploying stop sticks, which the CRV did run over, causing a tire to blow and the car to eventually veer off the road. The chase ended when the vehicle crashed into 2 squad cars. Indianapolis Colts offensive coordinator Jim Bob Cooter says it's a next man up mentality at quarterback with Daniel Jones now out for the season.
Whether it's a quarterback or a skill position player, offensive lineman, injuries happen, things change in the lineup. We still have a game on Sunday to go prepare for, so we'll put together the best plan we can.
It's still unknown who that next man up will be. Riley Leonard is questionable with a sprained PCL in his knee. The Colts did sign former quarterback and 44-year-old man Phillip Rivers to the practice squad on Tuesday. And in college hoops last night, the Indiana Hoosiers leading from start to finish and dominating Penn State 113-72. Lamar Wilkerson had a big night, leading the Hoosiers with 44 points and 10 made three-pointers. For tonight, Purdue is at home against Minnesota, and Notre Dame will host Idaho. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. Kendall and Casey back in 1 minute.
So the truth is, women live longer than men, often by many years. This has big financial consequences for women. They run a greater risk of running out of money in retirement. That's why it's critical women have the right strategy to file for Social Security. You really have to have someone that knows what they're doing.
The biggest mistake isn't choosing the wrong age. It's not understanding how Social Security impacts their IRA and 401k withdrawals, their taxes, and even their Medicare premiums. Discover how you could get the most out of your benefits with a free Social Security analysis from Bill Demery, your retirement guy in Indy. So if you've saved more than $200,000 but have not yet filed for Social Security, schedule that free analysis right now at 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120 or visit yourretirementguy.com.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Okay, the Republican Indy Star columnist has come out with a piece in which he says he thinks redistricting is going down.
He says he expects senators are going to vote it down tomorrow.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second. But first, look, I think there's some serious fraud going on in our government, Casey, and we got to discuss it real quick.
You think?
Okay, so, and the fraud is that these photos that they're posting of these lawmakers look nothing like they look when you see them in person.
Are they filtered? What do you mean? What's going on? Are they just old photos?
I don't know. Picasso got a hold of them or
okay.
what? But so I saw this photo. Jacob Stewart, Indy Star, has this column coming out, and he has this photo of Rod Bray, who's the pro tem of the Senate. And I saw it, and I was like, who's that little old man in his photo? And I zoomed in. It's holy smokes, that's Rod Bray. You look at Rod Bray's official portrait, and I don't know if that was because it was taken during the Reagan administration or what, but it's this like young, dark-haired guy, great smile, looks like he could be a movie star. And then I'm comparing that to what I just saw in this photo of him. I guess this is on the Senate floor. Glasses, hair mopped down, much older looking than in that photo.
A little salt and pepper going on.
Well, I think it went just straight to whatever's the grayest thing you can think of. But then it's like Liz Brown, that wacky senator from Fort Wayne. She's the same way. She looks like droopy dog in person, and her photo, she looks like Marilyn Monroe.
I've noticed that whenever Indy Star's doing an article these days, they like to use pictures from the property tax rally.
Well, at least we did something for someone with that. But my point is, whether it's Liz Brown or Bray, you got to look the way you look. You should have to take a current photo every year and put it up there so I know what's going on.
Okay. Now they know. Updated photo, please.
Yeah. Getting away with this. Look at how young and vibrant I am. And then you see him in person, you're like, whoa.
Well, I have to imagine this redistricting conversation has taken a lot out of them. It's a fight. Well, it's a fight they didn't want. They were having to address something,
but they didn't
want to talk about. Not all of them.
Well, I would agree. A guy like Rod Bray, but look, if you want to sign to be pro-Tim of the Senate, he's arguably the second most powerful person in the state. With what is the thing? With great power comes great ability to screw everyone over, or whatever that saying is. You know what you're getting into. These people like Liz Brown, she's not doing this because she loves Donald Trump. She's doing this because she has a valid primary challenge up in Fort Wayne. She's pissed off Rokita. She's pissed off Jim Banks. They're coming at her with everything they have, and she knows she's about to go down. And so she's smooching as much Trump butt cheek as she possibly can, trying to get people to think she is something she's not, which is a conservative.
Well, and her fight with the Attorney General, Todd Rokita, is continuing because she introduced another immigration bill, and he's saying, hello, we had a stronger bill before, and you shot that one down.
It's not good. And by the way, look, and we'll get to this Jacob Stewart column in Indy Star here in just a second, because I think it's interesting. He's a Republican. He worked for these guys in the Senate not all that long ago. But Todd Rokita, if this fails, will be the big winner out of this. Because, look, Todd Rokita has avoided for decades a real job like the plague. He's not going to just not be attorney general and go do something productive for society. So he is always on the looking forward to his next political endeavor. And if indeed this goes down, Braun's two signature issues, property taxes and now redistricting, will have failed miserably. He might as well just pack it up. Obviously, Micah Beckwith won't be able to get elected dog catcher going forward. And so now that you're going to create a giant void in the Republican Party, and unless someone like Jim Banks decides that he wants to leave Washington, now he wants to be president, and he's on the trajectory in Senate leadership. So unless somebody like that wants to run for governor, Todd Rokita becomes sort of the
de facto guy,
the early leader in the clubhouse. If you're going to start naming names of people that are next up, because it ain't going to be Braun.
Well, a lot of people in the Republican Party like Todd Rokita. They view him as a fighter.
If you're into people who talk a lot and don't accomplish much, Todd Rokita is your guy. In fact, he should put that on a sign. Talks a lot, doesn't accomplish much. Anyway, there is a column out in Indy Star, our old pal, friend of the show, Jacob Stewart. Now, Jacob, though he does work for the Star, he is a Republican. He worked for the Republicans in the Senate before he came over to join the Indy Star. And so what we're about to talk about, you can't pin on, well, that's the leftist Star, right? I always said, oh, those lefties in the Star. Headline.
No, they hired one.
Well, right. I mean, look, here's what I've always said about the Star. Their reporting is great. They do. Kayla Dwyer, Haley Colombo, Briggs, when he gets involved with them, their reporting, they do so much good reporting over there, and everybody should be cheering, because people are always like, how could you be friends with those people at the Star? I'm friends with lots of people in the media I don't agree with politically, because we need as many eyeballs on our state house and on these governments across central Indiana as we possibly can have, because they're all screwing us, whether you're a Democrat, Republican, and we should be cheering for a robust, successful Indianapolis Star, because they are still the paper of record in this city. Their straight reporting is excellent. And look, we should be able to read people politically we disagree with in opinion pieces and not have an aneurysm over it, right? Shouldn't you be able to see words on a paper you don't agree with and go, okay, that's interesting. Didn't think of it that way. Even if you think the person's clinically insane, you should be able to read it and process it and make you better. But some people, Casey, they can't do it.
No, sometimes they can't. One of the main points in this article from Jacob Stewart is that he said that senators resent being pushed around when it comes to this redistricting.
Yes.
bill.
So the title of the article is Why the Senate Will Likely Reject Early Redistricting. And he believes it'll be close, but he believes it's going to go down by a vote or two. And he walks through, having worked in the Senate and having an understanding of how these people operate, the mistakes that the yes people are making. And he had reached out to me yesterday and he said, hey, you just dealt with these guys on an issue and it didn't go your way. Can you offer some commentary on it? And, what I basically told, in fact, here, I'll just, I'm in the article. I'll read the quote.
You're going to quote yourself?
Yeah, I'm going to quote myself.
Mhm.
I'll do my narrator voice and then quote myself. How about
Okay.
that? Just set it up, shall we?
Yeah.
It's a repeat of the fight over property tax cuts earlier this year, said Rob Kendall, a conservative radio host who led the grassroots charge on that issue. Quote, where we screwed up with property taxes is we had tens of thousands of people behind us, but not enough targeted in each district. We couldn't overcome the power of the local city officials or school districts, Kendall told me. The redistricting people are making the same mistake, except a lot of their most vocal supporters don't even live in the state.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in hindsight, and we talked about this on State House happenings today, Merritt and Abdul and I did, is we trusted Braun. I trusted Braun.
Mm-hmm.
The mistake that I made in hindsight was I listened to them because they told me from all the way back in the summer of 24 when they were begging for my endorsement, we got this. We need your help, but we got this. We're going to have this PAC, and we're going to bring all this money in, and we'll tell you what we need, and you just do it, and we got this. So at all the points, I was reaching out to them going, great example, state of the state. Remember when we had those hundreds and hundreds of people send us their property tax bills?
We took a lot of calls.
Yeah, and we put that in. That was at their behest. They said, give us some real people, some real numbers we can bring.
They wanted
we
some
did
data
it.
points.
This is why I'm so mad at Braun. We did everything times 10 we were asked to do. And at every turn, I was like, what else do you need? What else can we do? Hey, shouldn't we be doing this? Nah, man, we got it. It's good. We got it under control. When in hindsight, what we should have done is totally bypassed Braun because the lawmakers don't like him. They don't respect him. They don't like or respect Josh Kelly, his chief of staff, which is maybe the biggest problem that Braun has. They certainly can't stand Micah and think he's a complete joke and a goof. And we didn't realize any of this, right? We should have gone directly to these senators. We should have targeted them directly. Hey, in this area, who are the influential people that would be behind us? Who are the people that we can send in there to fight against the school corporations and the city governments? The mistake we made is, hey, yeah, tens of thousands of people are calling them and emailing and whatever, but if they're not in their district, they don't care.
Right. I spent many, many hours sitting there getting all those phone calls, writing all the numbers and names down and the property tax bill increase, and then typed it all up nicely and then turned it over to the Braun administration.
So the mistake that the yes people, one of many, that they're making is that at least ours were all people who lived in Indiana. It was people who were Hoosiers, right?
Yep, right.
It was all people that are paying the property tax. The yes people, their biggest supporters, their biggest internet bullies, influencers, whatever, are often people who don't even live in this state.
Right. And that's another point that Jacob Stewart made in his article is that there's a lot of distrust from the outside lobbyists that are driving the effort.
Yeah, I mean, if I had it to do all over again, because I remember obviously we saw what a liar Micah became. I remember having a conversation with Micah when that bill got introduced, and it was like, you're looking like you're not sure which, in the Senate. I'm talking about when the initial property tax bill got released in the Senate. And I called Micah and I was like, hey, let me talk to so-and-so. I know we don't agree on a lot, but everybody's singing the same tune about property tax reform. Organize me a meeting with this guy. We can sit down with them. We can agree on this thing and then go our merry way. Well, they got this, man. We don't want to rock the boat. If you're seen in there with them, that they might, and you realize they weren't doing anything. They weren't doing anything with this. And in hindsight, what we should have done is taken the power players in the legislature themselves, the tippy-top people, and sort of those influencers, and said, let's focus all of our effort on these people because they will ultimately be the deciders. And so all those emails you sent, all those phone calls you made to those people on the committee that heard the original property tax bill, if it didn't have the right zip code, they just wiped their butt cheeks with it.
Right.
They don't care.
Because they're thinking, this person's not voting for me.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter what they
and
say.
So the local school districts.
Well, that's what Greg Good did, though, when he had that town hall. He said, you have to live in my district.
And then even though it was 70-0, he's like, I'm still undecided. That's neither here nor there. My point is, when you want to pass something big as it relates to Indiana politics and government, and it's controversial, the blueprint is in front of you now going forward, both on our experience and now with these yes people who clearly learn nothing from. You have to meet these senators where they're at, and you have to meet them in their own cities, in their own towns, with people that it can actually move them. If you can't do that, if you can't, and it's a big ask, right? It's a big lift. But if you can't organize to do that, you might as well pack it up, because they're just going to default to whatever the party leadership position is, because that's the person that controls most of what they're able to do in the Senate.
The caucus?
Yes, the caucus.
Yeah. It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Santa's checking his list, and the Hoosiers keep landing on the nice and nasty list. Nice hustle, nasty from downtown.
And three-pointer on the way. Yes!
Coach Darren DeVries has a workshop full of sharpshooters and high flyers, stacking up wins like gifts under the tree. Grab the cocoa and enjoy some holiday hoops. IU versus Kentucky, Saturday at 7:30 on your home for Hoosiers basketball. 93 WIBC.
Hi, I'm Andy, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a product development manager, I make sure every piece of fine jewelry at Shane Company is meticulously designed for quality. From 14-karat gold chains, pearl necklaces, diamond studs, and of course, dream engagement rings. We know you can get your holiday gifts anywhere these days, but knowing your loved one's gift was crafted by master jewelers? It's a difference everyone can see and feel, no matter the price. All of our fine jewelry begins with a vision by our in-house designers. Then, we ensure each piece meets our high-quality standards every step of the way, including the smallest details. It's why our jewelry comes with our all-inclusive, free lifetime warranty that covers everything and doesn't cost a dime. At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend wants your fine jewelry to be nothing short of perfect. Come see for yourself. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
WIBC cares, and if you or someone you care about needs food assistance, we have resources for you, including food distribution locations with an interactive map. Also, learn how you can make a difference for friends and neighbors in need, all at WIBC.com.
10 athletes will face the toughest job interview in fitness that will push past physical and mental breaking points. You are the fittest of the fit. Only one of you will leave here with an iFit contract for $250,000.
This is when mindset comes in.
Someone will be eliminated.
Pressure is coming down.
This is Trainer Games.
Watch it on Prime Video starting January 8th.
This holiday season, give the gift of Indy's most iconic dining experiences. Now through December 31st, Hughes Culinary is offering a 20% bonus gift card with every gift card purchase of $125 or more. That's 20% more to give or keep for yourself.
And gift cards are available at all Hughes Culinary restaurants: St. Elmo Steakhouse, Harry and Izzy's, the HC Tavern and Kitchen, and 1933 Lounge. You can also order online at HughesCulinary.com. Make the season unforgettable with gift cards from Hughes Culinary.
Show your true love and spoil her with that one special Christmas gift from Pierce Jewelers that will say, I love you. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers. This hour powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Mind and Lab Grown Diamond Store.
Hit the road, Jack. Don't come back no more, no more.
Look, your personal time is your own business. But I do think it's a little weird you're scouring the obituaries.
I'm not scouring the obituaries. A new study was done from Legacy.com, and they were trying to come up with the answer to what makes a life well lived.
Oh.
And they reviewed 38 million obituaries to try to find the answer.
Oh, wow. Boy, that's an uplifting job. Hey, you should meet our new hiree, Harold. What's Harold's job? He has to scour all the obituaries.
He's going to read 38 million obituaries.
And
Well, what he found is that your
He
life.
is, though he's a guy.
Right. What he found is that pretty much your entire life, which is on average about 4,000 weeks, gets compressed down into roughly 175 words.
Yeah, that is interesting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, you're right.
The top words that were used.
How many weeks?
They say it's 4,000 weeks.
4,000 weeks, and all of that time comes down to 175 words.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm. The words that were mentioned the most in 80% of obituaries were faithful and praying.
Yeah.
And benevolence and caring for others was mentioned 76% of the time. And some of the other values that were a little less emphasized but still mentioned in a lot of the different obituaries were self-direction and power.
You know, we talked about this at one point. This has been a while ago, but we talked about how once you're two generations removed from living, very few people remember or talk about you. Not because it's any fault of your own, but it's just like most people know their parents and their grandparents. And then some are lucky and know their great-grandparents. But after those people are gone, right, or the memories fade or whatever, then you just become like a picture on somebody's wall because of just the way the time works. Now, there are some, you know, of our greatest Americans, the George Washingtons or Abraham Lincolns, who get statues and are remembered in, you know, infamy for, or others that are remembered in infamy, I should have said, like, well, my profile picture, Benedict Arnold. But for the most part, people are really are remembered no matter what you do on this earth for 2 or 3 generations, and then you disappear. And I remember this, and I like, it's so weird, and you obviously have an adult child now, but like when I was a kid, my grandmother had this really cool poem up in my room at her house, and the crux of the poem was talking about at the end of your life, the only thing that will really matter, one of the few things that will matter, is that you made a difference in a life of a child, right? Because then that child becomes an adult and they remember you. And it's like, I think of the impact and how my grandparents lived up to that. They've been dead 10 years. I so fondly remember just everything about them and what they did for me and what amazing people they were. And so by that standard, my grandparents were a resounding success because that's what they desired to do. And I was thinking about this yesterday. We put the Christmas tree up.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, I'm going to do it. My dad came over. We did it while Livy was at daycare. And I said, okay, when she gets home, I'm going to have it up and have the lights on and have the ornaments up. And she comes in the house. She's 2.5. She comes in the house and she walks in the room and sees the tree.
She light up.
And she just stares at it in amazement and gets the biggest smile on her face. And the whole night she was spent in that room. Tweet, you know, and at one point she just looks at me and she goes, me like.
Yeah.
And it's like, you look at this going, this is life, right? And you don't understand that until you experience it. People can tell you about it. People would tell you how amazing having kids is. People can tell you what a great joy it is about how if you don't have kids, you know, and some people tragically can't have kids, and that's no fault of their own, but it just like, that is life, right? Like all this other stuff we do, it's important. It's a big deal. But what really matters in your life is how you affect those who come after you, who are dependent upon you, because their better life will be the lasting legacy. And then how they remember you to others is the way that you live on, and that judges how you were on this earth.
When I had my daughter, growing up, I'd always tell my mom, I love you, thank you for everything, you know, you're wonderful. But it wasn't until I had my own child, and I can remember she was only 3 or 4 days old, and I was writing thank you notes to the baby gifts that we had received, and I wrote one to my mom, and I said, thank you, I never knew.
Yeah.
Like, you don't realize it until you're in that position.
Yeah, and so that is interesting that you brought that article up, because it's something that I'm working through. And like I talked many times, I keep this daily journal for my daughter. And sometimes it's, hey, there were all sorts of important things that happened. Some days it's just a quick ABC. And sometimes if there's nothing big, I will talk about like little life lessons or things that is happening in the moment in our family, or things that are happening around our family or in the world, and say, here's what I hope you learn from this years from now when you read these journal entries. And what you really realize, I mean, it's always in front of you, right? That your time is finite. It's not infinite, right? But as you enter middle age and then you have children, you really realize like two things you're going to be kind of remembered for on this earth are how you treated those you were responsible for. And that could be not just your children, but as your parents' age or, grandparents' age or whatever, how you treated those people who were dependent upon you and the life you were able to give them that they couldn't give themselves, and the works that you do on this earth, outside of your commitment to the Lord, but the physical works that you do on this earth and how that helped people who couldn't necessarily help or speak for themselves.
So among the 38 million obituaries that they reviewed, there were some differences in gender. Men were remembered for achievement, power, and conformity, and their values shifted with age. Women were remembered for caring and pleasure, and their values stayed the same over their lifetime. Some other themes that popped up a lot were education, military service, family connections. Men's obituaries were slightly longer than women's, and older people got a more detailed write-up than younger people.
All right, should we talk about you and I, we're moving, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
It's the last day at WIBC. We're cleaning out our offices. Should we talk about the cleaning conundrum that I had?
That you have?
Yeah, it's already been decided, but you and I got in this conversation about what to do with some of the stuff that
you've collected,
that I've collected
You've
over the years.
amassed over the years. Yeah.
It was oh my gosh, it's just stuff was everywhere. But there was a couple specific things I thought this would be an interesting conversation for our audience to engage in and see what they think about it.
All right, it's Kendall Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
It's time. You've been putting off that kitchen or bath remodel long enough. What are you waiting for? Get started today with Boer Remodeling. Boer Remodeling customer Kathy had a bath remodel with Boer. Kathy, talk a little bit about your experience.
Our experience with Boer has been terrific. The process was so easy and seamless. When we decided to do a larger remodel of our first floor, Boer was the first company we thought of hiring.
And were you happy with the results?
The results are amazing, and we are so happy with our home and the work that Boer did.
Peter is another recent Boer Remodeling customer with a new kitchen. Peter, what was the best part about working with Boer?
We especially liked the active participation that we were able to have in selection of stone for the countertops. Really came out beautiful. The cabinets also came out very, very well.
The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. They'll guide you through the entire process. Start with a free consultation. Talk to Boer Remodeling today. That's BOOHER, BoerRemodeling.com.
By the time this ad ends, Washington will have burned through millions of your dollars. That's not how we do things in Indiana. I'm Congressman Jefferson Shreve, bringing Hoosier common sense to Washington. I passed legislation to cut waste, save taxpayers millions, and deliver real tax relief for workers and families. Less waste, more money in your pocket.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis is everything that's right about Central Indiana. They've been locally family-owned for 50 years, helping our local economy remain strong by employing 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis is proud to do business right here in the great state of Indiana. They're a conservative-minded company that shares our values and stands by their products and services. You can call Garage Doors of Indianapolis today for service today. 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Seeing what happened inside the restaurant. I'm Jarrett Lewis. It's now 10:30. New body cam footage showing police in Pennsylvania approaching accused killer Luigi Mangione at a McDonald's in Altoona following the alleged assassination of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
Police officers Joseph Detweiler and Taylor Fry, they're responding to a 911 call that came from the local McDonald's manager. She said that some customers in the McDonald's think that lone figure sitting in the corner is the subject of the nationwide manhunt. Officer Detweiler asked him to pull down his face mask, and when he asked for his name, Mangione gives a false one. Well, Mangione's defense says police talked to him for 19 minutes without giving him his Miranda rights. On the stand in court this Last week, the officers admitted that they did recognize him as the suspect in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson on a Midtown Manhattan street.
Fox's Eric Shawn, Mangione's defense wants key evidence against him thrown out, including the gun and other items that police say they found in his backpack. The Trump administration is looking to improve the travel experience for people boarding flights. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy on Fox and Friends noted how airports could be better for travelers. Adding a revamped air traffic control system is important.
But as people travel through our skies, we want to have the most enjoyable experience for them. And we know that we have families and nursing mothers. Someone might want to come through and do a couple pull-ups. We're open to any ideas that airports have to make the experience better.
The $1 billion initiative is designed to help airports build play, exercise, and sensory areas for kids, add mother's rooms or nursing pods, and create family screening lanes at security, and install sensory rooms for children. And the Federal Reserve is expected to cut interest rates amid concerns about a slowing job market. The potential adjustment would be the third rate cut in a row and the last central bank decision before a successor to Fed Chair Jerome Powell. I'm Jarrett Lewis on The Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
'Twas the night before the holidays, and all through Indiana, not a parent was stressed, nor were grandpa or grandma. The children's gifts were marked off the list. Indiana 529 education savings plans were sure to be a hit. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of their future danced in their heads. Flexible options, a generous tax credit, and a convenient mobile app to help put a bow on it. These Hoosiers slept tight with a gift that would last. Visit myindiana529.com to start with just $10 fast. Read the disclosure booklet carefully before investing.
Food insecurity is an urgent problem, one that impacts real Hoosiers. You can help today. Gleaners needs donations. Your contribution goes further with Gleaners. For every $10 you give, Gleaners leverages their resources to turn your $10 into $90 worth of groceries for families who desperately need help right now. Your gift benefits local community members, and every dollar counts. Gleaners also needs volunteers now to help with warehouse distribution. Go to gleaners.org and donate or get involved today.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Are you like everybody else in the world who has no idea what to get everyone for the holidays? Well, you're in luck. We got you. Hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Because with hands-free Skechers slip-ins, you just step into them and they're on. There's no bending down, no touching, no fuss. Plus, Skechers slip-ins come in everyone's favorite styles and colors. And you can get slip-ins everywhere stylish footwear is sold, including a Skechers store. Or if you're too busy to shop in person, just get them online at Skechers.com, Amazon, and more.
Looking for the hottest trends in jewelry this year? Come to Pierce Jewelers and see their Love to Love collection in lab-grown diamond jewelry. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
To the left, everything you own in the box.
You and I, over the past couple of days, had an interesting... What? What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at the song choice from Kevin. Everything you own in the box to the left.
Yeah. Kevin's done a great job today with farewell songs and losing your stuff and everything else. It is our last day here at 40 Monument Circle. What has it been, 27 plus years, going on 28 years, I think they've been here at 40 Monument Circle.
So we're told.
Yeah, we were told. Who knows, right? It's radio, so who knows? But we're planning on being at the new studio tomorrow. Obviously, an end of an era for WIBC. The programming is not going to change, at least as far as we know. They invited
Just the location.
They invited us to the new building. So, but anyway, one of the things, and we mentioned this before over the past couple of weeks, they gave us a drop dead date. You got to have all your stuff out of your office by a certain period of time. Now, you had like 3 things in there.
Right.
So
I travel light.
It was very easy. Now, me, over the 9 years...
I've been in this industry for a while, Rob. I travel light.
Me, because I've been here 9 years, I started doing this when I was with the chicks. People would just send us stuff, right? They would sort of send them stuff, and they would include me on it. And so I was so honored that people would send me stuff. I said, well, I don't do any actual work around here, so I don't need a desk to work. I'm just going to create a spread of
museum
of all the all the stuff that people have sent me or given me, and it was pretty cool. I mean, up until here a week ago, I had it in full force, and it was a really cool like display of all of this
history.
Yeah, I mean, and then I had obviously pictures of my family and my wife and my daughter and all these other things out there, and concert posters from things I'd gone to. And man, the one thing I hated, I'm going to lose, is that Inglourious Bastards poster. That was an awesome poster.
Yeah, it is a cool one.
Kev, you're an Inglourious Bastards fan, I know.
Yeah, that's my favorite Tarantino movie.
It's it was the baseball bat that the guy used.
Yeah.
And then it's got the barbed wire with the blood coming off of it, and it's got a Nazi helmet on it, and it said "Once upon a time in Nazi-occupied France." I hate that I'm going to lose that. But my wife, she was like, "You're not bringing all that stuff home with you."
No, you're not.
I was like, "Well, what do I?" Yeah, so you don't even know how much. I've been to your desk. I know. So you've been trying to come up with all the stuff. Would you like to show? Like, I mean, this is just I've taken some of the very important stuff home that I wanted to keep, stuff from my childhood, other stuff that was very important to me. But like some of the things, just to give the people idea of a variety and hodgepodge on the YouTube feed, you can see this. Casey holding up this retro 1070 WIBC mesh cap.
Yep.
I'm guessing that's probably from the 80s, would be my guess. Maybe the early 90s.
At one time it was white.
At one time it was white.
It's a little cream colored now.
And I would love to keep all of this stuff. I just can't, like, there's just no room for it. Like, my wife gave me very strict instructions. We cut a deal on what I could bring home. Yes, Casey, would look great on you. Okay. It's
actually kind of cute.
Well, you can have it.
Okay.
Congratulations. It's a piece of radio memorabilia. It's yours. You've got what this is a great one. You know who gave me that? Chris Spangle, a friend of the show, gave me that. It's a McAfee, John McAfee, who is a complete nutbag, the guy who invented McAfee antivirus software, ran for president on the Libertarian ticket in 2016. I was a huge McAfee fan because he was a complete screwball, and I thought he was great for politics.
Let life live.
Yeah, it was a McAfee button. This Hillary Clinton mask with the eyes out of it. You could put it on. Yeah, there's actually photos of Casey with the mask on. She's now putting it on the YouTube feed.
Well, I put the mask on and I stood next to the life-size cutout of Donald Trump.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
Kind of scary. Speaking of Donald Trump, there's a little. What would you call this?
Well, some sort of like stand.
A bust or something?
But it's like a bust, and it says, "Hey liberals," and he's giving a giant middle finger.
And then on the other side it says, "Hey media."
I still wish I could keep that.
Yeah.
And then last, I have
You've got a Trump.
No, it's a Chicks on the. Well, it's Trump, but
Trump
it's also,
2020. Chicks on the right, because conservatism needs a makeover.
What is that? That's what do they call those? Is that a tumbler?
Yeah, it's a coffee tumbler. It's actually really nice, Rob.
Well, you can have it. I know you were a big Chicks on the Right fan before you got here. So my point is, like, there's just so much stuff, and I collected all this stuff, and I loved how it was displayed. And so, I'm having to get rid of all this stuff. What are we going to give it away at Radiothon? What are we doing?
Yeah, Matt said we should take it all down to Radiothon at Sullivan's with us on Friday. And if we have any listeners that come by and say hi.
Want some of my stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll put it on a table and you could pick.
Okay, so I took some of the stuff home. I gave a bunch of the photos, like, to my mom because she wanted a bunch of photos of Livy that I already had. So I didn't need, obviously need two of them. And then I have this collection of stuff we're going to take to Radiothon. And then there was this one thing, and you and I got in a conversation about this, and I thought, well, this would be fascinating to converse about on the air. So in my ensemble of stuff, I mean, we're talking hundreds of items, right? Anybody who's seen this stuff and how it's thrown around. I had 2 years ago, I engaged in a social experiment with a lovely young lady, and she was an artist on the side. And she was phenomenally talented and created many, many great pieces of art, and I pretended to be interested in it. and she gave me 2 of these really cool pieces of art that she didn't know. Again, this was way before I met my wife. This was years ago. And as part of the ensemble stuff that I just kept over the years, that I just had, it was just thrown in there. And you and I got on a conversation because they're really cool pieces of art. Like, they're very well done.
Yes.
And I'm not even an art person. I told you, I said, I can't bring that home, can I?
No, absolutely not. You cannot bring that home. Especially when your wife has already told you, you can't bring that stuff home. She's talking about this bust from Donald Trump, or this WIBC baseball hat that you'll never wear. She certainly does not want gifts from an ex brought to her house. No. No, Rob.
Well, and it wasn't like I had it because this person had any, meaning to me. I haven't heard from this person in years. It was just they were really cool pieces of art. And I was like, I don't have to get rid of that, do I? It's a cool piece of art. I'll just leave it here on my desk.
Yes, you should have gotten rid of
Really?
it. Yes.
It's not like I stared at it every day and was like, oh, that person meant so much to me.
Now, I know they were just 2 pieces of art in a collection of many of things. However, it was given to you from someone that you had a past relationship with.
But from years ago.
Uh-huh.
But from years ago. So you
I
said,
don't believe you.
So I can assure you it was. But so you said I have to get rid of it.
Uh-huh.
I was like, well, I hate to throw this away because it's very well done.
I know. You want to hold on to it so bad because of your love for the art.
And so the most eclectic person I know is Kevin. So I gifted them to Kevin.
Oh, so now Kevin can have your ex-girlfriend's artwork.
Yes. Girlfriend's a strong word, Casey.
Yeah,
Okay.
I acquiesced the pieces.
Yeah.
And you probably couldn't tell, but I was nearly brought to tears at how refined those
They're
pieces
really good,
are.
aren't
They're
they?
beautiful.
Yes, thank you. They're
It's
really
like
good.
paint by numbers. It's not that good. You guys are acting like this is like a Renoir or something.
What are you going to do with the art? Are you taking it home? Do you have a desk at the
He's
new
gonna
place?
put it in a cylinder file.
So I actually have I have that cubby above my desk. I've got it in there for now.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna bring it home at some point.
Okay.
And probably hang it up. Probably reframe it.
We don't have any desk at the new place. That's part of why I had to get rid of
No.
all this stuff, right? And there's you get a locker. I was like, I'm gonna put in a locker. But you have a desk,
You're
don't
gonna
you?
put some artwork in a locker, see if you can hold on to it.
You have a desk, right?
I'll have the little production studio.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a desk here, but obviously, but at the new place, I don't think I'll have an actual desk.
We have nothing at the new place. They're like, it's going to be so great. I was like, great for who? I have nothing there. I have all sorts of cool stuff here. All of these things that people have given me over the years. And now I have to get rid of all of it.
Well, right now you're going to give it to somebody who wants it at Radiothon
That's right.
on Friday.
Some lucky. Should we give it in a group? Or should we some grand prize winner? Like if you give a certain amount of money that we give you all of Rob's stuff.
I think we should just have a table and let people pick through your emotions. If they want something, they can have it. Since you've held on to these things for so many years.
You got to admit, though, you had to see this every single day. That was a really cool, the way I had it all put out there. I mean, it was
You did have everything displayed nicely. But the real question, were these gifts all purely sentimental? What was going on here? What was the attachment with the artwork?
I love our audience. That's why I kept everything.
No, I said the artwork.
I kept it the same way I kept everything else people had sent to me, right? Again, I feel like you're hearing in your advanced stage, and I get, look, 63 is not as young as you used to be.
Uh-huh.
But I'm telling you, just like with everything else, it was all part of it was piled up.
It was a collection.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you.
So, Kev, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Merry early Christmas.
Thank you. Yeah, these pieces are Rembrandt-esque, so I really love it.
Right.
Sure they are.
All right, Hammer's next.
It's Kendall Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Coming up on Tony Katz today, the president keeps missing on the economy, but he's at least trying to talk about the economy. So what do we think? That's after the news at noon on 93 WIBC.
It started off as a drip, so Washington ignored the problem for decades. Then suddenly the pipe burst, and illegal immigrants poured into our country across our southern border. But no more. Thanks to President Donald Trump and Congressman Jim Baird, the pipe has been fixed for good. In Congress, Baird worked to pass legislation that, according to the House Homeland Security Committee Majority Office, provides funding for the removal of millions of criminal illegal aliens across the country, allows for the completion of President Trump's border wall, authorizes the hiring of thousands of new ICE personnel, Customs and Border Protection officers, and Border Patrol agents, and stops the flow of deadly fentanyl into Indiana. To learn more about how President Trump and Congressman Jim Baird are solving America's immigration crisis and keeping our communities safe, call Congressman Baird's office at 317-563-5567 or visit baird.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
So the truth is, women live longer than men, often by many years. This has big financial consequences for women. They run a greater risk of running out of money in retirement. That's why it's critical women have the right strategy to file for Social Security. You really have to have someone that knows what they're doing.
The biggest mistake isn't choosing the wrong age. It's not understanding how Social Security impacts their IRA and 401k withdrawals, their taxes, and even their Medicare premiums. Discover how you could get the most out of your benefits with a free Social Security analysis from Bill Demery, your retirement guy in Indy. So if you've saved more than $200,000 but have not yet filed for Social Security, schedule that free analysis right now at 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120 or visit yourretirementguy.com.
Anticipation of the Christmas season offers the celebration of joy, hope, and redemption as we celebrate the birth of Jesus. But maybe you don't feel joyful. You've lost hope, and redemption of your situation seems impossible. Grief isn't limited to the loss of a loved one through death. Many life circumstances can initiate grief and inhibit our ability to embrace meaningful moments. But you don't have to grieve without hope. Join us at Life Church for our Blue Christmas services, designed to give you space for your grief. Go to lifechurchin.com for more information.
Christmas is almost here, and if you're shopping on a budget, you shop at PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg. Truly unique pieces you won't find anywhere else. And sale prices every single day. At PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse, you'll find gold, diamonds, gemstones, exquisite, one-of-a-kind pieces, and incredible local artist designs all within your budget. Your perfect place to shop for the holidays. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse, 3750 South Green Street in Brownsburg, or online at pajewelers.jewelry. That's pajewelers.jewelry.
Stuck in a job that just isn't getting it done? Maybe it's time to go for IT. Whether you're just starting out, switching careers, or a military veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you launch a rewarding career in IT in months. No prior experience needed. Why spend years getting a traditional degree when your future in IT can start right now? Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Your most powerful upgrade? Your career. Go for it. Go for IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Make a difference this holiday season. WIBC's Radiothon is back December 12th and 13th, sponsored by Financial Center, your credit union for what's next. Learn more at fcfcu.com and join us in supporting a great cause.
Quote from Jason Allen Hammer: Casey looks like the hottest lot lizard ever.
I'm wearing the WIBC trucker hat.
That looks like something Big John Gillis would have had on back in the day right there. Like it's a little faded white hat, got the net background, the bill's a little dirty.
Yep.
Like that bad boy has probably been worn by Big John Gillis and Tom Severino.
I didn't even look to see if it's stained on the inside. Let me check if there's a ring. No, nobody was wearing makeup who had this on.
Now, I believe...
I'll change that right now.
I bet it wasn't, because I believe I got that from my dear friend John Raybould, who is a Indianapolis, Indiana music historian. His house is basically a tribute and museum to Indiana radio, and I believe he gave that to me at one point, so I would bet it's in pretty tip-top shape.
Since we're kind of going down this little trip down nostalgia lane here, can I just say the one thing that I miss, and I get why they changed it, but a number of years ago when we went away from that awesome top-of-the-hour iconic do-do-do-do-do-do, they tried to make it more modern. I get it. They didn't want WIBC to sound like the old guy station, but man, I miss that.
Yeah, I agree.
Like when you hear that top of the hour, Radio Indiana, dude, the hair on your arm stands up. That was so good.
Well, I would say you should go find it and play it today, but well, that system's broken.
We have no archives.
There's nothing left. It's all over. So I'm curious to get your perspective on this. Last segment, Casey and I were talking about, I had that fabulous collection of stuff on my desk. It was just a pile of stuff that people had given me and whatever over the years, listeners, whatever. And one of the things that Casey said I could not take with me, I had to get rid of, is years ago, well before I met my wife, a person I was engaged in a social experiment with gave me 2 pieces of art. That's what she did for her hobby, was art. And so I just had it and kept it with me, and it was in there. It was a cool piece of art, not because I want to see that person or be around. There's just 2 cool pieces of art that fit the hodgepodge of stuff that I had on the, in the ensemble in my office. And Casey said, absolutely not. You can't take that home, even if you really like the piece of art. And I said, I guarantee Hammer will say I could take that home.
I feel like I'm missing some context here. Were you dating the artist? Did you hook up?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was,
Okay, you said social experiment.
I was trying
what the hell are you talking about?
I was trying to be polite for a family-oriented program.
Talk to me like I'm an actual guy for 5 seconds here. You were banging this chick that did art, and you wondered if you could take it home. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, Casey's
Can you just be a human for 5 seconds, you dork? Because of this, you know what? Go ahead and take it home. Take it home. I hope you tick off your wife.
I gave it to Kevin. I gave it to Kevin.
How was the art, Kevin? Was it, tasteful?
It's very tasteful.
What is the art? What is it?
There's one that's like a collage, and it's got different public figures mixed in there.
One's a sun.
Pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's very
one's a sun.
abstract.
It's a painting of the sun, like an artistic painting of the sun. Yeah. I mean, it's really good stuff.
So let me go to Casey then. Let's say that one of Rob's exes had an actual copy of the Declaration of Independence. It's worth a bunch of money. Is he not allowed to take that home either?
Well, that's different.
No, it's not. It's the same theory.
No, that's something historical for the country. He's talking
No,
about.
because your argument is that it came from this woman, so you can't take it home.
I think he's got you. Kev, can I have the art back?
It's not worth anything. I would say, well, yeah, you did. You got
the
me on
price
that
and
one.
the art becomes irrelevant in your argument because it's about who made it.
Yeah, it's about the emotional attachment that he has to the
But I have no
artwork.
emotional attachment to it. I just like it because it was a cool-looking piece of art. I never sat around and thought, oh, this makes me think of whatever. It's just like if a guy off the street had given it to me, I would have felt the same way about it. It's just a cool piece of art. Yes.
Okay.
Look at all the crap I had in there. Look at what you're wearing on the top of your head, Casey.
What happened to my courtroom sketches? I gave them to you.
I did have them until yesterday. And then I very clearly asked you, do you want these courtroom sketches of Gabe Whitley?
Now that she'll allow him to take home.
No, she specifically said, don't be bringing any of your crap home. We don't have any room for it.
Yeah, that's it's going to be interesting where we set up shop tomorrow, if that's when we start.
Are you bringing anything home with you? What do you...
So I brought pictures,
The booze.
The pictures and the booze, which the booze is sponsored, by the way, by our good friends at Thompson Furniture and Mattress, so it has to come over.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think what we're going to do is take the fridge that we have, put it in the air studio, but put a lock on it.
Oh, yeah.
Very good.
So that way those no good weekend bums can stay out of it, and poor people like Rob can stay out of it too.
Thank you. I do love that Abdul, to his credit, has... cleaned almost his entire office out. I don't know how many storage lockers he ended up getting for all of those comic books.
Dude, it went from embarrassing to just bad.
Yeah, it's not good yet.
It's not good yet. No, anybody else would say, oh my God, clean this office. But compared to what it was before, hey, he cleaned it up pretty good.
It was a hoarders episode.
You know why? Because his wife said, don't bring that stuff home. So he kept it at work.
What are you doing this afternoon? What's going on?
So if it's the final show in this building, we'll take a little trip down memory lane. I don't know if it is or not. And then we've got Tony Kennett calling in, and we're counting down. I guess twas the night before the redistrict votes.
Right.
We'll find out what the temperature is.
All right. Thank you, Hammer. It is Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
The holidays are the most wonderful time of the year, and let's be honest, between travel, to-do lists, and year-end everything, it can get overwhelming. Now add retirement planning to the mix? Not a chance. Here's the good news. Retirement planning doesn't have to be stressful. At Howard Bailey Financial, our team simplifies the process, listens to your goals, and helps you take your next retirement steps with more confidence. So while you're wrapping gifts and planning get-togethers, let Howard Bailey Financial help you wrap up your retirement plan. Get started today by texting WRAP to 888-494-5004 to download your free retirement toolkit. That's WRAP to 888-494-5004. Because financial confidence doesn't just belong under the tree, it belongs in your future. Howard Bailey Securities LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. See disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Judy loves her fall in Indy, but she doesn't like the paint, so she called Rhino Shield.
The house that Rhino Shield did for my husband and I, after having the house painted with kind of usual house paint, I was seeing cracks appearing about every 3 years and just wasn't very satisfied with that.
Rhino Shield's a ceramic coating specifically formulated for our unique climate.
I can't speak highly enough about the Rhino Shield crew. They also were great at working with me to get the exact right color because I was very particular.
Indy, you too can have the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield right now for 15% off the regular price.
I would not hesitate to call Rhino Shield, and I am just thrilled to recommend Rhino Shield to my friends and neighbors and family.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Breathe in the wonder and joy of Christmas, where the extraordinary often shines through the ordinary moments, through kindness, care, and compassion. At Franciscan Health, we provide care rooted in faith, love, and dignity, and believe life is a gift and every moment is extraordinary. So take a breath and give thanks as we celebrate the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Merry Christmas. Franciscan Health. Love your extraordinary life.
Sniffles and sneezes got you down? GoodRx is here to help with big savings on commonly prescribed cold and flu meds. GoodRx is free and easy to use. GoodRx is accepted at all major pharmacies like CVS, Walmart, and Walgreens. Just search your prescription, find a coupon, then show your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx is not insurance, but it works whether you have insurance or not. If you do, GoodRx may beat your copay price. Download the free app or visit goodrx.com to save today.
Food insecurity is an urgent problem, one that impacts real Hoosiers. You can help today. Gleaners needs donations. Your contribution goes further with Gleaners. For every $10 you give, Gleaners leverages their resources to turn your $10 into $90 worth of groceries for families who desperately need help right now. Your gift benefits local community members, and every dollar counts. Gleaners also needs volunteers now to help with warehouse distribution. Go to gleaners.org and donate or get involved today. Express the heartwarming message that says love is about being together. Let a Pierce Jewelers Diamond Engagement ring be the symbol that says, I love you. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers. Through their service, veterans have our backs. Now we should have theirs. Learn more at gotyoursix.org.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, the snow is coming, but how much could we get in central Indiana? Where 2 people were struck by cars while out early this morning, why police in Newcastle got into a chase with 3 people on Tuesday, and who's hitting the basketball court tonight in the Hoosier State. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. Time for Fox News. It's 11 o'clock.
More Epstein files on the way. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. A federal judge in New York is allowing the release of grand jury transcripts from Jeffrey Epstein's 2019 sex trafficking case, reversing a previous ruling. That's 3 judges now saying, go ahead.
The ruling comes under a new law requiring the federal government open its files on both the late Epstein and his now imprisoned companion, Ghislaine Maxwell. That law, signed by President Trump, creates a narrow exception to rules usually keeping grand jury records secret, an exception specific to the Epstein matter. A different federal court in New York earlier this week ordered the release of records from Maxwell's case. A federal judge in Florida last week did the same for an abandoned case in Florida from the 2000s. Eben Brown, Fox News.
That law requires the documents released by December 19th. President Trump says he likes the idea of a Senate Republican plan replacing Obamacare subsidies expiring at the end of the month with contributions to health savings accounts.
Well, I like the concept. I don't want to give the insurance companies any money. They've been ripping off the public for years. Obamacare is a scam to make the insurance company rich.
Votes are planned tomorrow on that plan and one from Senate Democrats that extends Affordable Care Act credits for 3 years. A House vote is planned today on a defense and national security policy bill.
The NDAA sets military policy and expenditures for the end of the fiscal year. Nearly $900 billion will be allocated for national defense with an increase in troop pay. There's also a number of provisions that could divide lawmakers, such as $400 million in aid for Ukraine and a provision that would cut Department of War Secretary Pete Hegseth's travel budget if he doesn't release the full video of the boat strikes on alleged cartel boats. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
There's been another earthquake off the coast of Japan, magnitude 5.7. No word yet on damage or injuries. Dozens of people were hurt in the quake Monday night. Japan's weather agency has issued its highest warning of an 8+ mega quake. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The amount of snow we could be getting. It's cloudy and 40 in downtown Indy. That's about the high for today. Rain could turn to snow later on tonight. I'm Jarrett Lewis. It's now 11:02. We could see several inches of snow by the end of the week. Ryan Hedrick has the latest from forecasters in Indianapolis.
Central Indiana is right in the middle of this system, says Cody Moore at the National Weather Service.
Expect for deteriorating conditions late Thursday into Friday morning. The Friday morning commute is probably not going to be fun, so watch out for widespread slick spots there.
And Moore says that's not the only shot at snow this week.
There's also another chance for snow coming in Saturday into Sunday.
So he says be prepared, give yourself enough space to stop and take a shovel if you don't already have one in your car. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Indianapolis police say 2 people were hit by cars in separate incidents happening within about half an hour of each other on Indy's west side this morning. One crash occurred on Rockville Road and North Lyndhurst Drive. The other was near Washington Street east of Lyndhurst. Both victims are said to be in critical condition. IMPD is planning to roll out a 10-hour shift pilot program starting January 3rd. Chief Chris Bailey says it's possible they move to this schedule permanently in the future.
If it makes sense and the officers want to continue that, we'll make adjustments as necessary, and that'll be our permanent schedule.
He said this is to address a shortage of 300 officers and will benefit communities by having more officers on the streets during peak crime hours. Police in Newcastle say 3 people are behind bars after they robbed a sporting goods store and led officers on a chase. The pursuit started Tuesday afternoon around 3 when police identified a burgundy Honda CR-V as the suspect vehicle. When officers tried to pull the vehicle over, they refused and then sped off. An officer ended up hurting themselves while deploying stop sticks, which the CR-V did run over, causing a tire to blow and the car to eventually veer off the road. The chase ended when the vehicle crashed into 2 squad cars. The feelings remain clear from Notre Dame AD Pete Bavacqua. He's laying some blame for their exclusion from the CFP at the feet of the ACC.
I don't understand why you would go on a social media campaign to attack an important partner. It has created damage. I mean, I'm not going to shy away from that. And that's just not me speaking. People a lot more important at this university than me feel the same way.
Notre Dame was left out of the playoff with the committee choosing Alabama and Miami over them in the 9 and 10 spots. Number 6 Purdue is back out on the court tonight looking for a bounce back following their first loss of the season. They're at home against Minnesota. Notre Dame is in South Bend to take on Idaho. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Great news, Casey.
What's that, Rob?
I'm just imagining that everything's getting more expensive.
Oh, it's all in your head?
Apparently.
Yeah. So Donald Trump, he held a campaign-style rally yesterday. He was in Pennsylvania, and the point of the rally was to reassure Americans about the economy. He claimed that his economic policies, including tariffs, are creating jobs, boosting the stock market, and also attracting investment. He emphasized that his priority is making America affordable again.
But then he got on this, a cost of living or affordability or whatever. And, this has the makings of, when George H.W. Bush was president of the United States, there was a famous incident where he goes to a supermarket. And this is when the U scanners or whatever, it was like a new thing, right? The scanners to check out. And he goes to the supermarket and he appears totally bewildered at what this
how to work the equipment.
Yeah, what this thing is. And a lot of people felt that was when, and obviously then he had issues with the economy and the taxes and everything else, but that was the really moment where it started to fall apart for him because people said, this guy doesn't understand me. He doesn't understand my life. Like, that's a normal thing that regular people in middle America were very familiar with and a daily part of life. And this guy, who was kind of an elitist anyway, right? I mean, he had a storied, military and government background and was the head of the CIA.
Right,
and,
former director of the CIA.
all these things, right? And so it fed into the narrative and it really hurt him. And this kind of seems like it could be that moment for Trump because he appears totally out of step with where regular people are.
Well, he was saying that the word affordability is now a Democrat hoax. So we won't be saying affordability crisis anymore.
Do we have the audio of this?
We have part of his speech. He veered off topic a few times. In fact, even while he was talking about the cost of living.
I say it, and I said it the other day, and a lot of people misinterpret it. They say, oh, he doesn't realize prices are high. Prices are coming down.
Veterans have our backs. No, we should
they have a new word.
Well, something's playing that shouldn't be playing. We'll give Kevin an opportunity to figure that out for a second. Trump didn't want you to hear that. That's what it was, Casey.
Apparently. So some of the rally attendees, they were holding signs that said lower prices and bigger paychecks. And when his speech veered off course, because, of course, he does that.
Sure.
Right? He was talking about Somali immigrants and wind turbines and also North Korea border issues. But yeah, he kept saying that, prices are coming down and you just don't know.
All right, so I think whatever goblin that was they put in the machine, Kev's got that figured out. Let's try this again.
And I said it the other day, and a lot of people misinterpret it. They say, oh, he doesn't realize prices are high. Prices are coming down very substantially. But they have a new word. They always have a hoax. The new word is affordability. So they look at the camera and they say, this election is all about affordability. Now, they never talk about it. They never talk. Thank you very much. They say I'm not allowed to run. I don't know what the hell that's all about, but that's okay. He said 4 more years. You see the new hat? We have 4 more years. 2028. We have all sorts of...
Okay, so the price of everything is very high. Sir, you ran on the price of everything being... It's sort of like Epstein, right? Where he ran on the idea of, I'm going to expose everything Epstein. I'm going to turn it all over to you, the American public. And then he gets in there and the public simply says, hey, you campaigned on this. When do we get to see the Epstein? It's a hoax! Tad probably puts you up to it. It's a hoax! No, you ran on this. And now it seems like he's doing the same thing with the economy, where he's trying to say, oh, they're just making it up. No, sir, I'm sorry. I go to the grocery store every week. I just went the other day. I know what things cost. I know they're getting more expensive. I know that it's taking more of my money to buy the same amount of stuff. And he's insulting people when he's acting like it's just some made-up thing.
CPI is up 3% year over year, Consumer Price Index, and you've got a 15% increase in beef. Bananas are up 7%. Coffee up 20%. CBS just came out. It's CBS. I know it's CBS. But they came out with a report and they said, yeah, across the board, with the exception of gasoline, which has come down, you're paying more for rent, you're paying more for groceries, you're paying more for utilities, and you're paying more for insurance.
It doesn't matter if it's CBS or the Man in the Moon that people are living it. It doesn't, like, you don't have to, the media doesn't have to make it up. It's the whole reason Trump won the election. Biden was trying the same thing. Oh, the economy's great, or Kamala was, the economy's great. Oh, look at this stat, look at that stat. People are like, the stat is my life, and my life is showing me that things aren't better or more affordable. And when you are, it's one thing to say, hey, it's out there, and here's what we're doing to try to fix it. You got to give us some time. That's one thing. Now, I think he's past the give us some time phase of the presidency. But when you're insulting people, saying this isn't happening, people go, well, yes, it is, sir. And if you don't know it's happening, how can you fix it?
Well, I think the big difference is it's happening to us.
Yes, right. No, it's the same whole reason Biden got defeated. So he's clearly totally out of touch with where the regular people are on this. And if you're out of touch with something, you aren't going to be able to fix it. And that is not going to go well for him.
Now, something interesting happened because just yesterday we were talking about some polling numbers, and there was a new Reuters Ipsos poll that came out, and his overall approval rating has ticked up. It was between 37 and 38%, and just today it came out and said it's at 41%. However, the approval on cost of living is still down at 31%.
Look, the election, as it always is going to be decided almost always. There are some rare ones in times of national security, war, where it's different, but for the most part, elections get decided, midterms and presidential elections get decided on the quality of people's life. Is it getting better? It's the famous Reagan line. Are you better off than you were 4 years ago? It's why it's such a famous line, why it lives in history and will live throughout the remainder of our country's history, because it's true. And if people are not, because again, most people are not as into this as the people hearing our voice right now. Most people just go about their lives. They don't think about politics sometimes until days or a day or whatever before it's time to vote. They don't see the headlines. They don't get into it. The ideas of extremism on one side or another, they don't process it. They just simply go, is it better for me? Is it more affordable for me? Is my family getting ahead? And if the answer is yes, they vote for the people in power. If the answer is no, they vote for the people out of power. If the people out of power give them some sort of viable option that they think will make things better or even seems plausible.
So you've got Republican Senator John Kennedy. He's from Louisiana, and he said that the congressional Republicans, they need to stop sleepwalking and start pushing their agenda forward.
I think that when the American people speak, you better listen to them. And I think that we need, the President and the United States Senate, need to be working on things that moms and dads worry about when they lie down to sleep at night and can't. And one of the things is the cost of living. And what I'm telling you is there are things we can do that the President can't do, but in order to do it, the United States Senate has to get up off its ice-cold, lazy butt. And you can't use the excuse, well, the Democrats won't go along with it. Of course they won't. But we don't need their votes. We can do it through reconciliation with a simple Republican majority.
Okay. So why is it when he says that everybody goes, okay? When I say it, people are like, he's an ass. I mean, he just said the thing I've been saying, right? That you can't blame. When these people are like, we got to get rid of Carson. Okay, Carson's a turd and a zero. But Carson has nothing to do with what's going on in the country right now. Andre Carson has not been in the majority in the United States House of Representatives for 3 years. The vast majority of his time in the U.S. House, he has been in the minority. He just said it. Republican Senator John Kennedy just said the same thing that I say every single day. It's on the Republicans.
And it was very similar to what Ron DeSantis said the other day. The cost of living, that is what is crushing families, the bills. And it's something that real Americans face every single day, not the billionaire class.
Somebody made a point about this about Kennedy, though.
He says a lot of things.
Well, he's Lindsey Graham, except he has a cool Southern accent and he's all folksy about it. Like his voting record is almost straight in line with Lindsey Graham. So, Senator, sir, if you want to talk
look in the mirror.
Yeah, look in the mirror if you want to talk about who are causing problems. All right, speaking of problems, Senate's got a big problem on their hand here in Indiana. They got to vote on redistricting tomorrow. And Abdul will join us next to talk about the latest here. He is hearing on the ground the rumor, gossip, and juicy innuendo when we come back.
It's Kendall Casey on 93 WIBC.
Hammer Nigel here at the third annual Red, White, and Bowl 2026 presented by Jack Daniels. Friday, January 16th, Hammer at Woodland Bowl. It's going to be amazing.
With your price of admission, you get a pizza buffet, you get a drink ticket, you get 3 hours of bowling, and all the shenanigans that go along with it. And we're helping Hoosier veterans in need. Buy your tickets right now at WIBC.com.
Hi, it's Denny Smith, and when temps are dropping, it means your water heaters, softeners, and even those old pipes are under stress. Fall's the time when rain hits, the ground shifts, and tree roots start tearing into those old clay or PVC lines. LD Smith Plumbing can handle it all. Water heaters, softeners, leaks, even gas line inspections before you fire up that furnace or fireplace. And don't forget those hoses, hose bibs, and crawl space vents before the freeze hits. Call my friends at LD Smith Plumbing, the local pros I trust, or just head to ldsmithplumbing.com today.
Hey guys, it's Rob for my friends at Universal Windows Direct. What a deal going on right now with Universal Windows Direct. And the cold is on the way. Oh, my goodness. And if you are staring down the possibility of an entire winter, several months in a cold and drafty home, now is the time to strike with Universal Windows Direct, because what a deal. First of all, for every 2 windows you buy, you're going to get the next 2 free. No limit. Then on top of that, 0% interest for 60 months. That's 5 years of zero interest financing. And last but certainly not least, can't even believe it's a thing, but it is a free vacation voucher with your project. So let's review. For every 2 windows you buy, you're going to get the next 2 free. 0% interest for 60 months and a free vacation voucher with your project. Now, some restrictions may apply. So to get all the details and schedule your totally free, no hassle, no obligation in-home estimate, call Universal Windows Direct today, 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. Check them out on the web, universalwindowsdirect.com. Tell them Rob sent you.
Here's a tale of Linda trying to lose weight, but the med prices she found were all over the place.
Hidden fees and markups made her jaw drop low. Then she found Good RX. Now she's in the know.
GLP-1 prescriptions FDA approved.
With clear upfront pricing.
And same-day pickup.
That's Good RX, the no-nonsense way. Save time and money on prescriptions.
Get to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
If you or someone you know needs help putting food on the table, that help is closer than you think. WIBC cares. We've partnered with local food banks and organizations to provide resources for those who need them. Just go to WIBC.com and look for the banner that says Find Free Food Near You. You'll find a link to Community Compass, an up-to-date interactive map that shows locations, days, and times for you to collect food at no cost, as well as other resources to help you through this challenging time. Find community help now at WIBC.com.
Show your true love and spoil her with that one special Christmas gift from Pierce Jewelers that will say, I love you. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Hi, I'm Andy, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a product development manager, I make sure every piece of fine jewelry at Shane Company is meticulously designed for quality. From 14-karat gold chains, pearl necklaces, diamond studs, and of course, dream engagement rings. We know you can get your holiday gifts anywhere these days, but knowing your loved one's gift was crafted by master jewelers? It's a difference everyone can see and feel, no matter the price. All of our fine jewelry begins with a vision by our in-house designers. Then, we ensure each piece meets our high-quality standards every step of the way, including the smallest details. It's why our jewelry comes with our all-inclusive, free lifetime warranty that covers everything and doesn't cost a dime. At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend wants your fine jewelry to be nothing short of perfect. Come see for yourself. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
This hour powered by Pierce Jewelers. Find craftsmanship at its best.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true.
So tomorrow is the big day. And nobody seems to know what's going to happen. Let's talk to a guy. What's your slogan? Rumor, gossip,
rumor, innuendo, plaintiff.
No, not that today. We're talking about the maps. It's
well, you never know with maps too.
Well, there may be a few coins in the fountain for you from some legal maneuvering. Abdul Hakim Shabazz
Yeah,
joins
just
us
ask
now.
Todd Rikita these days.
Yeah. Hello. How are you?
Doing fine, my friend. How's it going?
All right. So tomorrow is the vote. Later today, we'll have the amendment process for redistricting, but then ultimately tomorrow is the vote. What are you hearing? Because it seems like we're about 21 or 22 no's, 20 yeses, and then everybody else is hiding in secret. What's going on?
Well, my theory is, and we talked about this on State House Happenings this week, that if you're going to vote yes, you probably just go out and say it.
Why
Yes.
wouldn't you?
Yeah, just say yes and get out the way. Then don't worry about Turning Point USA or swatting or any other crap. Just say yes and be done with it and be left alone. If you're undecided or a no vote, the no votes are pretty clear. The last I heard, there were about 20 in the Republican caucus. Remember, there are 40 Republicans.
That's right.
In the caucus.
You got 10 Democrats who are all no.
Right. You have 20 Republicans yes or leaning yes, 20 Republicans no or leaning no. So by that math, the bill fails 20 to 30 because 20-20 split, and then you have 10 Democrats. That was the math as of yesterday.
The math is not in the favor of the yes, because all you've got, look, you can lose if you're right, if the no's or lean no are indeed 20 Republicans, you can still lose 4 of them and win the thing, because 25 is a tie. Lieutenant Governor casts a tie-breaking vote. Again, I think it would be hilarious for this whole dumpster fire of an event to end on Micah Beckwith, who is technically the head of agriculture in our state, screwing rural and Indiana and farmers and casting the tie-breaking vote as yes to pass these maps. But that being said, if you're the yes people, you've got to get 5 of these people who are leaning no to come over to your side. It's just a really, really narrow passageway if what you're saying is correct.
It's I'm not a big sports betting fan, so Rob, correct me if I'm using the terminology wrong. You basically got to run the table.
You do. It's like the Ryder Cup this year, where the Americans were so far down going into Sunday, even though they smoked the Europeans on Sunday. If you got to win almost all the matches, even if you only lost 2 or 3, that's still too many that you lost.
Exactly.
You may have won Sunday, you didn't win the event.
Exactly, and that is where I would argue the yes votes for redistricting are. You literally got to run the table on like 80-90% of all the undecideds. And by the way, and some of the people who are, and here's the other thing to keep in mind, that number could actually be bigger no votes than yes votes, because if they hit 26 on no on the board,
yeah,
then you got didn't pass, no.
So we got to do this with Merritt earlier. Some people were saying, well, these 3 undecideds voted yes in the committee. Is this a great sign for the yes?
Oh, God, no.
So you're saying
foolish mortals.
There is a theory that these people, and they sort of alluded to this, that they voted to move it forward so everyone could vote, but they're not necessarily going to vote yes. You think these people will vote no.
Yeah, because I don't see why they would change their opinion simply because of a committee vote. At the end of the day, it is not uncommon for a lawmaker to say, I'm going to vote yes, just so we continue to have this discussion and move it forward. But unless I see something really, really convincing, I'm going to be a no vote.
If you were one of them, now look, I would have voted no, because your vote is your vote, and bring the smoke on. That's what I do for a living. But a lot of these lawmakers, they don't do well with smoke. So if you were one of these no's of those 3 that ultimately cast the majority to move it out of committee, you got more cover there, right? Because people can't say, well, they did it. No, we all did it.
Yeah.
So if you're going to come at us, you got to come at all of us. So it does give you some more cover if you make it to the full floor.
And you could argue, hey, I voted for it out of committee. It just didn't
I
pass
gave you a chance to wow me one last time.
Yeah.
And I was underwowed.
Exactly.
All right. So let's role play for a second. Very scary, right? You're a Comic-Con guy, though. Let's role play 2 scenarios. One, if this fails, Braun is donezo, right? I mean, he promised the property tax relief. It didn't happen. He promised, including apparently to reports to Trump just this past weekend, at some White House event, that it was going to pass. If he's 0 for 2 on his 2 big swings, and now he's pissed off all these legislators, he's in big trouble, right?
Braun has successfully done something I've never seen any governor do, which is make everybody mad at him. The White House is mad at him. The Republican caucus will be mad at him, and the voters will be mad at him. And I kind of said this tongue in cheek a couple of weeks ago. If Braun was only planning on serving one term, he may get his wish.
Yeah, and I know you're going to be loath to hear this, but I think Todd Rokita is beginning his governor's campaign in earnest, especially if this thing fails.
Yes. Oh, Rokita's already getting started.
Yeah.
Already making phone calls and hitting Braun and blah, 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 blah. See, but here's the other thing.
He's cheering for it. I don't care what he said publicly. He wants this to fail because Braun's donezo.
Yeah, and here's the weird thing. Here's what this has done. Todd Rokita wants this to fail so he can beat up on Braun, and Bo Bai actually wants it to pass.
Yeah.
So he can beat Diego Morales.
Well, Bo Bai is the big winner if it passes because all these people will get mobilized. If it fails, well, who knows what's going to happen. Okay, the other universe is it passes. If you're Rod Bray and you declared this DOA and we're not voting and we're not coming, and I know you love Rod Bray, but you got to try to be, objective here. That's a bad look for you to have declared this dead. We're not meeting. And then finally you vote on it and it passes. That's a bad look for him.
It's a bad look for him in the short run. In the long run, I think he'll be fine because Rod Bray isn't up until 2028 and some change.
I'm just saying from a leadership perspective, like, hey, you're perceived as the big boss.
Well,
right?
but here's the thing, though. What Bray said, and Bray made this perfectly clear on Monday, which is he said he's a no vote, has been a no vote, but he will let everyone vote their conscience and let the chips fall where they may. Because remember, with all the swatting going on, all the crap and all the issues, all the White House press, like, hey, fine, you guys want to vote? I'll guarantee you a vote. I'm not going to guarantee the outcome, but I'll guarantee you a vote. That's all I'm going to do. Now leave me the hell alone.
Rod Bray, like, how much sway does he have? How much? I mean, because it sort of seems like they're all over the map on this one. Normally, the top guys vote in a block, but you've guys like Mike Kreider who are no, but then you got guys like Garton who are yes. So it's sort of this rare thing where they sort of seem all over the map. How much sway does Bray have with the undecideds? Does he have the ability to go to these guys and go, look, I know I told you to vote your conscience, but here's where I'm at, and here's why you should be there too. Does he have the ability to do that?
Yeah, he has the ability to do that. I think what Bray will do with the undecided voters is like, look, if you know where I stand on this issue, you know where other people stand. If you vote with me, I got your back. We will protect you. We'll make sure that you're protected. If you don't vote with us, that's fine. You vote your conscience. But if you vote with me, here's what'll happen.
Yeah. Here's what we have to offer you at this company.
Exactly. Yeah. We're not going to beat up on you with a stick, or we're not going to hit you with a stick. Like, if you do this, you're going to be political suicide.
Yeah.
If you vote with us, here's the abundance of riches that are at your disposal.
All right, very good. Find them at indypolitics.org. Abdul Hakim Shabazz, thank you.
Thank you.
It's Kendall Casey Show, 93 WIBC.
The cold weather has made it to Indiana, and you've noticed that your HVAC system can't keep up. But which way should you go? What system do you need? What size do you need? What's going to work for you and your family? You need Masters Heating and Cooling. If you're tired of HVAC and plumbing companies with confusing offers, Masters keeps it simple. Get a full second opinion from one of their Master Comfort Advisors completely free, so you can make your next home decision with confidence and peace of mind. That's a free second opinion, along with fantastic opportunities to get a perfect HVAC system tailored for you and your home. How about 0% financing for up to 60 months with a qualified system, or $1,000 off a full system replacement? Talk to Masters Heating and Cooling to get all the details. Call Masters Heating and Cooling today. 317-881-9074. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-881-9074. Masters Heating and Cooling. 881-9074, or online at mastersindy.com. That's mastersindy.com.
Stuck in a job that just isn't getting it done? Maybe it's time to go for IT. Whether you're just starting out, switching careers, or a military veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you launch a rewarding career in IT in months. No prior experience needed. Why spend years getting a traditional degree when your future in IT can start right now? Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Your most powerful upgrade? Your career. Go for it. Go for IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
A Kentucky shooting with Indiana connections. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 11:30. The student at Kentucky State University killed in a shooting on campus Tuesday, identified as a man from Indianapolis. Kentucky police said 19-year-old Dejon Darrell Fox Jr. died. They've arrested and charged 48-year-old Jacob Lee Bard from Evansville in his death. 2 people last reported to be in critical condition after being struck by vehicles in 2 separate incidents on Indy's west side this morning. IMPD says they're rolling out a 10-hour shift pilot beginning on January 3rd as a way to deal with a shortage in officers. And starting tonight, a few days of snowfall this week in the state.
Make sure you have adequate heat, because on top of the snow, we're going to get some of the coldest air this season.
Cody Moore with the National Weather Service says central Indiana could see anywhere from 3 to 5 inches. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Holiday savings are in full swing right now at Tom Roush Lincoln with our 999 sale. $9,000 off a new Lincoln Corsair, $9,000 off a new Lincoln Nautilus, or $9,000 off a new Lincoln Aviator. Your choice of any of these great luxury cars, $9,000 off. Come on in to Tom Roush for those holiday savings. And Merry Christmas from our family to yours.
Corsair stock number L25277, MSRP 5220. Nautilus stock number L25270, MSRP 57235. Aviator stock number L25246, MSRP 65165. See dealer for complete offer details.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
By the time this ad ends, Washington will have burned through millions of your dollars. That's not how we do things in Indiana. I'm Congressman Jefferson Shreve, bringing Hoosier common sense to Washington. I passed legislation to cut waste, save taxpayers millions, and deliver real tax relief for workers and families. Less waste, more money in your pocket.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
See Pierce Jewelers' breathtaking selection of lab-grown diamonds, refined to perfection and value. It's the new choice in diamonds. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun, brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain.
Okay, so I don't
my friend,
I don't think I have a problem with this.
I'll say it clear.
If you're going to try to enter the country from certain countries, now we are potentially going to require you to show years of social media usage.
Yeah, so this is coming from U.S. Customs and Border Protection. They now may require travelers from visa waiver countries like Britain, France, Germany, South Korea to share up to 5 years of social media history before visiting the United States. Now, the visa waiver program allows you to stay up to 90 days in the country without a visa.
Okay. I don't think I have a problem with this because you don't have a right to be in this country. It's a privilege. It's something that you earn. And as part of that, we have a right to ask for whatever we want in order for you to be here. I would feel the same way about other countries. Obviously, I don't travel to other countries. Not a problem for me, but I don't have any issue with this whatsoever. We have a right to know who's in our country. You don't have a right to be here. And if you don't want to come, then don't come.
Similar social media checks, they already exist for H-1B visas, also student and scholar visas. And they're also requesting other personal data, like your email address from the past 10 years, name, birthdates, and birthplaces of your parents, spouses, siblings, children, and also some other details like, you know, your address, your phone number, emergency contact. So with all of that, they now want social media as well.
I have zero issue with this.
A lot of people put their political beliefs out on social media, so that's just the Customs and Border Protection wanting to know who's coming in here and where do they stand on things.
Well, it comes back to the idea of, and this has certainly been lost under Biden, it's our country. We, the people, the taxpayers.
Sovereign.
Right. We, the taxpayers of America, we own our country, right? It belongs to us. If you want to come here, we have the right to put whatever safeguards around that we want. And quite honestly, we do need less people coming into this country. And I think that is wonderful that if you want to come here, we're going to ask you for A, B, and C. You don't want to do it? Don't come here. That's fine. There's no obligation to come here, and we have no obligation to let you in.
So there are a lot of conversations regarding social media happening, especially today. Children across Australia, they woke up today with no access to their social media accounts, those 16 and under, and it is the first ban in the world of an entire age group that is no longer able to access their social media. And Rahm Emanuel, former Chicago mayor and former chief of staff for Obama, he is now advocating that children in the United States are not allowed to access social media under the age of 16. He says we either have to choose adults or algorithms.
Well, look, I can't think of a compelling reason that a child would need to be on Facebook. I can't think of a compelling reason a child would need to be on Twitter. Does anybody who spends any amount of time on any of those places, I'm guilty of this too, so I'm indicting myself with this, who walks away from it going,
that was a positive experience.
It's great. I'm glad I did that, right? Now, I do it for my job and, et cetera, right? We create content on social media and then we use it for the show. But I think it would be a much better world if I didn't have to do that and I could get away from it. But I sort of loathe to. However, I will say this. While I agree with him, people under the age of 16 have no business being on social media. Ultimately, isn't that a job of a parent?
Right. Do we need the government stepping in and creating legislation telling us how to parent?
No. Of course not. And again, it comes back to we have a real problem in this country deciding what the age of an adult is. It's 16 for this, and it's 18 for this, and it's 21 for this. That doesn't compute. Whatever your adult age is when you should be able to do all of the adult things. And we need to, I've been saying this for years, we need to rectify that. Age of consent, smoke, drink, vote, drive a car, whatever we decide as a collective, all of those things are, I'm largely okay with. I think we probably come down on the number being 18, but I got a real problem with people that can't choose to smoke a cigarette now in this country, thanks to the Duke of Spindingburg, Todd Young, but they can go to a foreign country and be sentenced to a horrible, horrible death, and you can be sentenced to a horrible, horrible death at the age of 18, but you can't drink a beer, right?
Yeah.
But then we say at 16, you can't drink a beer until you're 21, but at 16, you can operate a multi-ton heavy piece of machinery that can harm not only yourself, but everybody around you. See how that just does, none of that ever is computed for me.
Yeah. So earlier this year, back in January, you had senators like Chris Murphy and Katie Britt and Ted Cruz. They introduced a bill that would ban social media accounts for children under 13. So again, there's another age that's being thrown out.
What is the compelling reason that you would say, my kid needs to be on Facebook? Like, what? Can you think of one?
No.
I'm not trying to be facetious when I'm asking this. Is there something I'm missing?
No, I don't think there's anything you're missing. This would apply to Instagram, Facebook, Threads, Snapchat, YouTube, TikTok, Kick, Reddit, Twitch, X, all of them.
Kick?
Yeah, exactly. There's a huge list.
Snitch?
The one thing that I could see happening...
I have no idea what you just said.
It's almost like when you have a child born, do you have to go and grab all their social media accounts and keep it with an email so that when they are older, they've got it to match their name?
No, you just never let them on. It's their problem when they become an adult.
Ever.
All right, when we come back, we will say goodbye to this building. It has meant a lot to a lot of people.
It's Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
WIBC cares, and if you or someone you care about needs food assistance, we have resources for you, including food distribution locations with an interactive map. Also, learn how you can make a difference for friends and neighbors in need, all at WIBC.com.
You know exactly why you need to remodel that kitchen of yours. The space, it's outdated. You can't move around like you used to. It doesn't work like it needs to. You want to entertain and you want to improve your quality of life. This can happen, just not with the kitchen you have. You need to call Booher Remodeling, BOOHER, BooherRemodeling.com. They can take that old kitchen that's deteriorating and broken down and turn it into something that works for you and your family. Their 5-step design process from start to finish, the consultation, the preliminary design design. The design development, getting all the documents together and then getting it done. The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. Boer Remodeling will guide you through the entire process, starting with the free initial consultation, and they stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee. Create that new kitchen. Design experts can use an existing layout or begin completely from scratch. Talk to Boer Remodeling today. BOOHER. BoerRemodeling.com. That's BoerRemodeling.com.
Greetings from R&R Agency, your Indiana health insurance pros, and a sincere thank you to our loyal customers for helping us to another record year. We recently saved a 62-year-old retiring couple over $800 monthly when compared to their COBRA offerings. We recently saved a family of 4 over $400 monthly when compared to their $7,500 deductible program on the ACA, and you know that's still Obamacare. We recently saved a small 4-man manufacturing company over $1,000 monthly and gave them better coverage. We feature coverages guaranteed to age 65, low out-of-pocket expenses, the largest networks in the country, and you can sign up anytime. If you are retiring early, self-employed, or need coverage for your small group, call us at 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. If you don't call us, we can't help you. What do you got to lose? Call us 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. As always, God bless America, common sense government, and peace too strict.
Groceries, gas, just about everything you can buy comes with a tax on it. No matter what, the government's always there to take their cut of your cash. Your money belongs to you. That's why Congressman Jim Baird joined with President Donald Trump to pass historic legislation to ensure you keep more of your hard-earned cash. According to the White House, Congressman Baird's vote means Americans will receive a tax cut, saving over $10,000 every year. They'll get no taxes on tips for workers, and families will receive permanent increases to child tax credits and expanded child care access. That means bigger paychecks, a stronger economy, and more prosperity across our nation. To learn more about how President Trump and Congressman Jim Baird are saving American families money and putting money in your wallet, call Congressman Baird's office at 317-563-5567 or visit baird.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Now through the end of Radiothon, Wilson Farm Market is donating 10% of all fried chicken sales to the Salvation Army. Wilson Farm Market, where good taste runs in the family. Just 15 minutes north of 465 on US 31.
There's one name for every home system: Chapman. Heating, air conditioning, plumbing, drains, electrical, and now proudly serving Bloomington. Remember the man for all seasons, and now more reasons. Chapman. ChapmanHeating.com.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks VapoStick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
This holiday season, experience the best of downtown Indianapolis with Winter Wonderland. Enjoy holiday traditions, festive attractions, and special events designed for families, date nights, and group outings. To start planning your holiday adventure, visit IndyWonderland.com. That's IndyWonderland.com. And on weekends, don't miss Spark Holidays on the Circle, where live music, Santa appearances, and holiday lights bring Monument Circle to life from 4 to 8 p.m. Find out more about Spark Holidays at circlespark.org. Strike up some fun with Hammer and Nigel. Their annual bowling event, Red, White, and Bowl, hits Woodland Bowl Friday, January 16th. Meet the hosts, bowl for charity, and enjoy a great night presented by Jack Daniels. Details at WIBC.com.
So raise up your glasses. Let me hear your voices call. 'Cause tonight all the dead are here. So bring on your wrecking ball. Bring on your wrecking ball.
Well, this is it, Casey.
It's the end of an era, Rob Kendall.
Not the end of our show.
No.
I mean, at least as far as we know.
Well, you never know.
I mean, look, there's a lot. First of all, my last day of the year is Friday.
This is true. Radiothon.
That's right.
Yeah.
But
I love how you do that every year. Bank all your vacation days to the end of December after Radiothon. You're like, okay, I'm out. Bye. See you next year.
And every year they're like,
Don't
you will
do that.
not be allowed to do that. And then they're like, well, this guy has so little going for him.
Yeah,
Let's just give it to him.
Oh, it's sympathy they have for you.
I had a good excuse this year, though, because Libby's daycare is closed. And I was like, look, I'm not going to be here one way or another. You can either give me the off days or I'll just be insubordinate.
Right?
Like, I gotta do what I got to do. But this is or scheduled to be.
We were told.
Our final program here at 40 Monument Circle.
Right.
Tomorrow they are saying, now assuming all the buttons work.
Right.
They're saying we're going to debut at our new studios.
Do we know the address?
I'm not giving that out.
I'm sure they'll email it to us eventually. So how long have you worked in this building?
I have been here since December of 2016.
Mm-hmm.
I was brought in as a fill-in guy. It took me about 6 months to get in as a fill-in guy. And then I started out, Abdul used to have a nighttime show.
Mm-hmm.
I started out filling in for him. I did well enough with that once the new year came around, that Hammer and Nigel knew they were getting that afternoon show, but they had a night show for a while. So, of course, Nigel was missing as much work then as he is now.
Sure.
So I spent
Some things never change.
I spent a lot of time as the fill-in guy for them. Did well enough with that then they started letting me do fill-ins for the morning show.
Mm-hmm.
At which point, then they hired me because I was doing. Look, I was a horrible producer. This will shock you. I didn't care, and I wasn't really.
You're
trying.
a horrible producer now of our show.
But they were like, this guy's so good as the fill-in, we have to find something for him because we're paying him so much money to be the fill-in guy. We might as well just get some sort of full-time something.
Mm-hmm.
So they hired me to work with the women and then become essentially the full-time fill-in guy for everybody. And then I was with the women, for 3.5 years. And then it was me and Mock for a year. And now it's been you and me for 22, 23, 24, 25. This will be our fourth. We're coming up on our fourth year.
Mm-hmm.
So that is my long and winding road here at WIBC.
Well,
40
here
Monument
at
Circle.
40 Monument Circle, what was the building like when you first arrived, and what sort of changes or renovations have you noticed throughout these years? Anything?
It's been fascinating that how much the populace has changed. How the industry has changed a lot, and how WIBC, because of our audience, like all of this is because of our audience. Everything I have, everything that you have, we have talent. We have the ability to put shows together. But if our audience wasn't as great as it is, none of this would have lasted, certainly 9 years. Casey, you have been in management and radio for much of your life. How many people make it anywhere in radio 9 years?
Oh, well, that's pretty rare.
Yeah, right? So
it's normally a couple years and then you're out.
Especially someone who causes as many problems as me.
That's true. When the phone calls come in and it's the complaints against you.
But it is really a tribute to our audience, because our audience, while the radio industry has really struggled, and we have obviously under new ownership from where we were when I started, WIBC remains an anomaly in this business that we just keep moving forward like a freight train, and almost every ratings book, 1, 2, or 3, you're going to find WIBC right there in that 1, 2, or 3 slot. And we were 2 the most recent book. Nobody's beaten B1057 during Christmas season. And so that is really a tribute to our audience, that has been the common thread throughout the 9 years. I mean, you think about what we went through. Trump had just been elected the first time when I started here. We've had all the Trump first presidency, the COVID, the riots, the Biden years, the reemergence of Trump. We've had Holcomb be elected, all the stuff that went on with him. It's the engagement of the WIBC audience and how wonderful and amazing they are has been the point of commonality throughout my whole time here.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite memory here or anything naughty that you did here in this building that you can finally fess up to?
Oh, I did a lot of naughty things in this building.
Say more words.
No, the family-oriented program.
Okay.
Those were different times. But look, I think that the building, and this sounds, look, other than when I worked at the State House, I never worked anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, you
were always remote where you worked for yourself.
Yeah. I worked at a very young age. I worked at a radio station, but from basically 21 on, or 22 on, it was all me owning my radio station, my streaming company, and then the brief time I went into state government. But like, I'd never gone to work every single day. I'd never been around co-workers. Like, this was all foreign to me. When I know that sounds ridiculous to say, but this was all foreign to me. And so the building is the point of commonality, right? Like, as a kid, you grew up coming here, and you would see, now it wasn't WIBC on the circle when I was a kid, but this building, these companies, these frequencies were on the circle, and you would grow up seeing the marquee, the WIBC headline, the what do they call it, the scrolling, the news scroller,
Sure.
out on the circle, and you'd say, that's where I want to be. I want to be in that building. Growing up, that's the place I want to be. And then you realize, I made it, right? And the building almost becomes like a person, right? The building becomes like family, because all of these events, 9 years, a long time. It doesn't seem like it, but 9 years, this building, through all of the stuff, your life changes, your growth, the birth of my daughter, all of these things, right? The building is the place you always came to and came back to, and it's sort of like you're moving on from that.
Well,
I mean, you've been here 4 years.
Yeah, I have. And out of my 30-plus year career in media, in this radio industry, I have gone through ownership changes in the past. I have done format changes, and I have relocated. And out of all of those things, relocating is one of the toughest things to do in radio because it's such a technical field. However, it's not as tough as television, because you could honestly MacGyver a radio station with some duct tape and a rubber band and keep it on the air. But it should be a pretty seamless process. They should honestly flip one switch, maybe have a second of dead air, flip another switch, and we'll be back on. To the average listener, they won't notice the difference. Unless they're watching on the YouTube feed, I think our new studios are going to be glorious. We're going to have brand new equipment. We're not going to have the frustrations of things breaking down or
breaking down,
the bathroom making weird noises out of nowhere. So I'm really excited about the new opportunity for WIBC and what this can become, not only for us and what we'll have to not deal with on a daily basis, but for our viewers on the YouTube channel, because I think they're going to see how the new studios are going to be great.
Yeah, and when you close a chapter, like I've always said this about WIBC, I have lived my dream, especially the past 5 years with my own show.
I know, being with me.
Yes,
Great.
it's been a great dream.
It's a great dream.
If they came tomorrow, because I always get the people, I can't wait for them to fire you.
The bell will toll for you one day.
You've been at that for 9 years. You people have been very passionate for 9 years. And it will happen eventually, not because you cheer for it, but it happens to everybody. And I've always said, if it happened tomorrow, I would be sad that I didn't get to engage with our audience. But how many people can say, legitimately,
they lived their dream?
They lived out their childhood dream. And for me, it was to be on WIBC.
Yeah.
And in this building that I grew up walking past and going, wow, that's awesome. You'd come down here during Christmas time, everything's lit up, and go, that's the place to be. And so one of the things, we got about a minute left here, when you close a chapter, I think you take a reflection of everything that happened during that chapter. And I just want to thank all of the people, whether it was Matt Hiblin, who first brought me in, Hammer, who was a huge advocate to get me in here, David Wood, who gave me the opportunity to be a full-time producer, and then obviously took the huge flyer against, I'm sure, all of his better judgment to give me the show. Jeff Smolian for all the money, and this building, and then obviously now Urban One and their opportunity. But most importantly, I want to thank our audience, because all of these memories, all of these special things I've been able to live out, and the 9 years we've had in this building, it is because of you, and that you continue to engage, you continue to support, you continue to listen. And whether you listen, and I'm really the only person who can say this on this station, but whether you listen because you love us or you listen because you hate us, and there's a lot of you, I get it. We love you too, because you all contribute the same way. So from the very, very bottom of my heart, thank you for letting us live out this dream every day. Thank you for the memories we've been able to make in this building, and we'll try to give it to you just as good in the new building.
Yep. I'm going to go spend some extra time on the balcony looking at the view of the circle. And thank you, Rob. Thank you, Kevin. And thank you for listening today. We'll catch you back here tomorrow from our new location. This has been Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel here. Hammer, I don't know about you. My experience so far with Premier Weight Loss has been flawless. I've already dropped a few pounds. By the way, just a side note, just because you're taking weight loss medication doesn't mean you're going to lose muscle. Oh, one other thing, no nausea. That other stuff I was on was like compounded semaglutide. That's not what this is. And I know you mentioned you didn't have any nausea either. If you're even thinking about weight loss medication, don't go anywhere else but pwlindy.com. Hammer, what's the experience